How's it going, everybody? The show you're about to watch is with Henry Walker, a local celebrity known for standing up against federal tyranny and local government interference in his business when the pandemic began. Henry is the owner of Legacy Barbell. He's an American patriot, a local business owner, entrepreneur, and a man I now consider a friend. I hope you guys enjoy the show. If you like what I'm doing here, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you enjoy the show, please give me a comment. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Hey, man, Henry Walker, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, man, happy to be here, bro.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Dude, so right into this shit, man. Like you kind of became like a local celebrity here for
Yes.
During the pandemic, man.
Yeah, you could say that. I'm a professional shit talker by nature. So, long story short, we're coming up on 2-year anniversary of the scamdemic.
14 days of flatten the curve.
Yeah, 14 days of flatten the curve. And it's kind of weird because people don't know. I've been in business like 4.5 years or 4 years at this point. And my landlord, asked me to, find a new spot. Multiple reasons. One, we were just outgrowing it. So we found a new location. We had this big crazy build out. I just spent about $130,000 in more equipment. All this other stuff's going on, and 2 weeks into our new location, we got our, certificate of occupancy. We've done all the stuff. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we got to close for 2 weeks. This is a worldwide thing. We can't stop it. Listen, it's just going to be 2 weeks. It's not that big of a deal. And I was like, man, this is kind of weird. But okay, 2 weeks. I can do 2 weeks. And I was closing the gym down, and I had a moment, and this guy was walking by, and I'd never seen him before, but I recognized his shirt, and he had a towel company shirt on, and he goes, hey man, what do you got going on there? I was like, oh, we're a gym, we're closing, just being a smart ass, but I was like, we're closing because this thing going on. So he came in, and right before we opened the doors, my wife and I prayed over the building. We put our hands on the floor. We prayed. I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person, but I'm spiritual. I love the Lord, but I cuss a lot, and that's what it is. But so we go on there, and then this guy comes in. He goes, "I want to pray for your business," and I'm like, and he starts talking about God. So I'm like, okay, my man likes the Lord. I'm down with it. And so he goes, "I want to pray for your business," and I let him, and he prays over me, and I was like, okay, this is all going to work out. Well, like everybody, 2 weeks turned to 3, 3 turned to 4, 4 turned to 6. And on April 30th, I posted my favorite quote because I'd had enough. My favorite quote of all times is, there comes a time in every man's life where he must spin upon his hands, hoist the black flag, and begin slitting throats. I decided to hoist the black flag and start slitting throats. I put it out there. I tagged our governor, our AG. I tagged every single person: Dan Crenshaw, Ted Cruz, Donald Trump. I didn't give a shit. I was like, I'm fucking opening my doors, and you aren't going to fucking stop me. Well, day one, the police got involved. Mm-hmm. Day two, the American freedom fighters called me up and asked if I'd like to have armed guard at the door. I politely turned them away. I was like, oh, we're good.
Yeah.
The news picked it up, and the news painted me like I'm this horrible human being. I'm only thinking about money, all these horrible things. And I was just like, I'm opening for my members. I'm not opening up to add any business. I'm opening up for people that are already paying to be here. Hey, physical health and things like that, those are super important. They're important for every facet of our life. And long story short, it just came down to 93 911 calls the second day we opened, saying I was killing people in there and people were going to die and things like that. And I just kept going. I kept posting, and finally, my lawyer, Sam Kamak, fantastic man. He's also my uncle, so it helps. He gets on there and he goes, all right, let's meet with. We met with the district attorney, we met with the judge, we met with local PD, and he goes, there's nothing in here saying he can't be open. He goes, it actually reads, it's illegal for customers to be in here, not for him to legally be open, so he can be open. And so we ran it as an essential business for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And then finally I was like, fuck it. Everybody's beating us up trying to come in here. We're going to open it up. And we did it. And Fox News National picked us up and all this other stuff. And I didn't get quite the claim to fame that Ian Smith did because that dude's still fighting it.
Yeah.
That dude's a rock star.
Yeah.
Fucking rock star.
Yeah.
I've talked to him on social media like twice. He's fucking awesome. But I was just like, man, fuck it. We're going to do it. And I did it. And we went from 558 members to in our 9,000 foot expansion to today, 2 years later, we're at 1,840. And we're about to close on 18,000 square feet. It's fucking wild. You would never told me in a million years that I'd be a place going, oh, I need an extra 3,000 square foot to fit all these motherfuckers. I was like, there's no fucking way. And here we are. And I never thought I'd outgrow 4,500 square foot, much less go into this big. So
yeah. Well, did they actually hand down any physical fines to you?
So they threatened. Okay. And so the good part about me is I make friends real easily. I try to be as likable of a person as I can be. And if I'm going to be an asshole, I'm like, listen, you're not doing anything wrong. You're doing your job. However, I'm not stupid. Yeah. So eventually me and the chief of police became buddies. Yeah. He's still a friend. We go to lunch like at least twice a month. But he comes to me and goes, here's the deal. I'm not going to keep fining you over and over again. What we're going to do is we're going to set it up as one fine. And then every single time we have to come out here, it's going to be a subsequent call out. It's not going to be a separate deal. Okay. I was like, okay, cool. Well, when, the lawyers got involved, it went from being that to, hey, man, don't post on social media. Open your doors. Fly low. We're going to leave you alone. Because apparently this is right about the time that the governor said, we can't find these people. We're impeding their business. Yeah. They're trying to make and so the governor finally came to because I challenged him to a debate. I said, and I put it on social media, like your entire board that you've selected of quote unquote people that you want to talk to about essential businesses are all multi-millionaires, land developers. They own movie theaters. They own shopping malls. Mattress Mac was on that fucking council. Right. I'm like, there's no fucking way. These guys are going, oh, our businesses are essential. Yeah. So
a furniture store.
So you mean to tell me that a mall can be open, a furniture store can be open, but a gym can't? Right. And they're like, well, it's just different. I said, okay, fine. I'm going to go to a furniture store. The first time I see someone sit down and I don't see anybody wipe up after them, I'm going to raise holy fucking hell and get the cops involved. Yeah. And they're like, what? I said, hey, they're coming in, they're working out. So when they're done, we had a thing. If you're not going to wipe down, get the fuck out. Right. Like we don't know how contagious this shit is. Everybody's dying from it, from what we're being told on the news. It's like, I'm not going to go down that road. So finally they came in and I said, watch. And everybody was wiping off, doing all their stuff. And like, you're being healthy. You're being good about it. You're doing this the healthiest way possible. And you're doing it for people. We're not going to fuck with you after this. Yeah. And finally, they were just like, man, just fly under the radar. Go do what you got to do.
Just stay off social media. Stop calling us names.
Yeah, pretty much. Quit calling us out on our bullshit. And eventually, I was just posting Post-it notes that I wrote on. I was like, the back door might be open. You never know. And I was doing that kind of stuff all over social media.
Yeah, I remember seeing it, man. I'm a big gym guy. I love going to the gym. And so seeing that, because the gym that I was working out at the time, they got shut down immediately, and they were one of the first that had a confirmed case. And so
What gym was it?
Lifetime.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had a confirmed case over in Greenway, and it was like they immediately shut down corporate, nationwide and everything, and it was uber frustrating.
Yeah.
Just being a gym person, I'm the epitome of fucking health. Like I don't have 7 different comorbidities and everything. I'm healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do something to actually increase my health, and you're telling me I got to stay the fuck home?
Yeah.
It was so aggravating, so frustrating. So we actually closed our business for like 3 weeks because of my father. My father he was obese, he was diabetic and all this stuff.
Older.
Yeah.
Several different comorbidities that would definitely affect him.
Yeah. He literally had the top 3 comorbidities that they were relating people dying from. And so just out of an abundance of caution, I had everybody go home. We just shut the office down. Everybody's still working, but we're working from home. No big deal. But we were, because we're a construction company as a first responder, we were declared essential. So we were still able to work. Still had people out in the field working and stuff. I just couldn't travel.
Yeah, your payroll's still going out. You're still collecting, things like that.
Yeah.
But you're just moving and shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the downside of it was that they were like, well, but the hard part for us was that we had customers like were fixing their homes, fixing their buildings and things like that. And everybody was so terrified. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah. Stay away from me.
Stay away from our house. We don't want you coming in. And we're like, we bought $20,000-$30,000 worth of material. Yeah. Man, I loved seeing your side of it, because on mine, I'm dealing with banks and insurance companies. There's not much I'm going to be able to say or do. We just, kind of bill it back to them.
Yeah.
Yours is, you're literally coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
This is your whole livelihood. You got it tied up into this whole fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
So I loved seeing it, especially because what was happening to you, and then Ian Smith, and parity between it and gym people. You're like, this is the place that should be open.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is like, I'm personally fell victim to this, because I talk about my wife and I. We have a very different kind of relationship. Like we've rebuilt, reconnected, all that stuff. And I appreciate my time home, because my time home helped me work on my relationship with my wife, which was great.
Sure.
But the flip side to it is I was one of those people, like, I'm sitting at home. I go to work for like 2 hours, go through the work emails, just be in the office, kind of trick my brain and going, hey, this is normal. It's fine. You'll be okay. But then when I got done, I would go home and I would drink a beer. And after about the first week, 1 beer became 3 or 4, and I gained weight. Being at home, being sediment. Even though I had a gym to work out in, I worked out every day, but I just couldn't outrun my bad diet because of my depression and my anxiety and all that stuff. I'm like, so everything that this stay at home did was everything to make us weaker.
Yeah.
Everything to make our bodies weaker, our minds weaker. They beat us to death. Marketing ads for masks and staying home. I'm like, how the fuck?
Yeah.
If this is something that just happened, we are now 1 week into the entire country being shut down.
Yeah.
How is there a marketing campaign going on for this shit?
Yeah. How do they already have the ads out there for it?
Yeah. Fuck y'all. Y'all know something.
Yeah. And that was a big part of that. They didn't, that was very upsetting for the whole thing, was that everybody was afraid.
Yeah.
They constantly kept everybody in a constant state of fear, and they don't, it's like, okay, so what are we doing for the mental health of everybody? We all know, being in the in the fitness worlds,
yeah,
that your brain drives you. Your brain's going to affect a lot of that stuff. You can push through, or you're going to fold. And if you're sitting here and you're depressed and you're sad and all this other stuff, it's going to affect your body. It's going to affect everything about you. It's going to cause your joints to hurt. It's going to cause your mental faculties to slow down, all this other stuff. And they weren't doing any of that for anybody. And the one place where everybody could go, or should be able to go,
shut down.
They were shutting them down, and they kept them closed longer than anything else.
Absolutely. So when it all happened, so everybody thinks I'm a Trump supporter because I quote Trump a lot on this, but at the time, Trump came out and said, "Hey, dude, hey everyone, this is how it's going to work out. gyms are going to be part of phase 2. And phase 1 was the 2 weeks. Phase 2 was supposed to be 3 weeks. And then the governor came out and said, well, the gyms might be part of phase 2 for the president, but in the state of Texas, they're part of phase 4.
Yeah.
We got to get to this level. And I was like, fuck y'all. No, you're not going to tell me when I can and can't open. This isn't a dictatorship. I'm going to go do this.
Yeah.
The thing is with, granted, I had my entire life savings put into it, but, you know, you have people that, if this was the greatest wake-up call of their life, going, get your head out of your ass and go work out. You have, if you have one or two of these comorbidities, one of which being diabetes, the other one being overweight, two things that for the most part are reversible. There are obvious things that you can't do.
Sure.
But there are people that have gotten off insulin from working out, losing weight, becoming better versions of themselves. There's people that, hey, I'm morbidly obese. I can work out. I might have some excess skin, but I'm fucking healthy again. My heart works. My lungs are at 100% again. Things like that. The number one way to combat the death side of this was, hey, get fucking healthy.
Stay healthy.
Take vitamins A, D, and K. Go work out. Lift your weights. Do your cardio. Don't eat a bunch of fried foods, shit like that, and enjoy your life.
Yeah.
First thing open, fast food places. Let's make it easier for everybody. Let's make it to where DoorDash can now bring you margaritas. I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah, literally the best way to combat any illness is to be proactive about your health.
Yeah.
You can recover faster from anything whatsoever just by simply living a healthier life, being healthier in general. Women who get pregnant and they go give birth, if they were exercising prior to and they were doing ab exercises, they come back together faster.
Yeah.
It takes less time for them to recover. Their bodies don't suffer so badly.
Also, the female body, if they're working out prior to being pregnant, it bounces back from postpartum. I think the study was like 600% faster.
Yeah,
it's something crazy like that.
Yeah,
I'm like, listen, I'm not saying everybody go out and be a CrossFitter or a power lifter or a bodybuilder, but get your ass in the gym, go work out, live a long time for your kids and your family, and live a long time for the government so you can keep paying them taxes.
That's right. Yeah, we got to perpetuate the madness here.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, maybe think of this. Do you have one of the things that drives me crazy? Look, hey, CrossFit's a thing to itself. It's a fucking
I love
cult.
them, dude.
Yeah,
they're good people.
Do you? But there's gyms very specific to that.
Yeah. Boxes.
Yes, boxes.
They're not gyms. They're boxes.
Right. Do you have what do you do when you see these motherfuckers going crazy in your gym?
Honestly, I don't really give a shit. If you're being somewhat safe and you're doing, clean and jerk, you're doing ollie lifting, whatever, I'm totally fine. The thing that drives me crazy is two things, maybe three, but two things for sure. One, these Gymshark dudes that have no fucking bodies. They're naturally skinny, and they're just like, with no shirt on, and you've got abs, but you don't have traps or a back or anything. Yeah. And I'm like, and they always wear the skinny joggers because they don't have legs. Listen, I have skinny jeans. I shop at the Buckle. I buy the stretch jeans. I'm cool with it, but better have some legs under them.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah.
And then the other one is everyone that thinks the chalk bucket they're LeBron James and doing that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm this close to grabbing them like a dog and just like, come here, you little motherfucker. Because I spend so much time having to clean that shit up.
Yeah. I honestly, I will say so I ended up leaving Lifetime. I got a buddy of mine, two friends of mine, that they started a gym together out here in Tomball.
Which one?
It was called the Fit Type.
Okay.
At the time, and it was a private gym completely. It was not open to the public. It was complete private membership only by invitation, and 90% of the people that trained there or worked out with a trainer.
Yeah.
And so there was no.
It's a pretty cool business model.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, doesn't have to be a really big place. It's just a couple thousand square feet, but they've got what you needed,
Yeah.
And so it was right around the corner from me, and I went in there and I started working out, and it was so nice not having, all this craziness go in. But then I did go back to Lifetime, and I tell you what, there's this one motherfucker, and I swear to God, I think he owns a gas station because he smells like fucking gas all the time. He's a I don't know his nationality, but he's Middle Eastern of some kind.
Dark complexion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we know the type.
and he literally Gymshark, skinny guy, wears tight fitting everything all the time, and he could literally be doing legs. He does work out legs. Him and his partner work out legs all the time, but they could literally be over there doing like a squat, and he'll walk over in front of the mirror, and he'll find somebody in shape near him, and he'll walk over in front of the mirror, and he'll. Like, dude, you're fucking doing squats, man.
Yeah, well,
like
the guys with invisible lat syndrome, they're like, come on, man.
Yeah, I get a kick out of it because I say this all the time. It's like it's like the strongest man in the world. He flat out says that like abs are not a sign of strength. They have nothing to do with strength whatsoever.
Yeah,
and
this means you're lean.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but I say it all the time. It's like every skinny ass motherfucker has abs. Only strong people have traps.
Yeah,
and I work out shoulders. Like last night I was doing shoulder shrugs with like 130-pound dumbbells.
Yeah.
Did 50 reps with them.
Yeah.
Like I've got strong back but I'm not walking around like this.
Yeah.
I'm still 200 pounds. I'm not like this bodybuilder. And you see these guys, man, and it drives me nuts.
We're becoming that gym that everybody goes to photograph and video.
You allow people they don't have to wear shirts and everything in there?
I know, man. Like I let people be themselves. The only rules that I have are, and they're actually for the ladies, and it's designed to protect them. I don't give a fuck what you wear. Mm-hmm. If somebody makes you feel uncomfortable, you let one of the front desk staff know. We will have a conversation with them. We had like 2 issues ever with somebody, and they were escorted off the premises.
Yeah,
once by force.
Those are fun.
Yeah, those are the best ones. But other than that, like there's really like I don't really have rules. But we're talking about lighting earlier. We have LED spotlights. When I built this motherfucker, I thought of everything as much as I could. I'm like, okay, the wall's got to be black because black's going to give you the best background, the best contrast. Mm-hmm. LED spots. Each one of them are 12,000 lumens, direct pointed. We know exactly where they're at. The lighting's the most anabolic. You can be, even my fat ass is in there going, man, I look good today, boy. They got the veins, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but we're getting those people because on the other side of town in Sugarland is Alpha Land.
Yeah.
And that's the YouTuber's gym. That dude, he's got more money than sense, and he's got 3 gyms on one complex. I think it's like 10 acres.
Yeah.
It's something insane.
Yeah.
And he's the same way. And he on that part of town, he's known as the gym for the Gymshark guys to go film in. I'm now on the north side. That's us. And I'm like,
yeah, but you know what? I think I do believe they experienced a very similar situation to you because they were in the process of opening their new marquee like Alpha Land like facility with but they have like black marble floors and a big spiral staircase and all kinds of crazy shit, and they got completely shut down for quite some time, damn near a year.
Yeah.
Put them a full year behind production and everything.
Yeah, they but he also, I think one of his videos, he's like, we're doing this to make people, make the state happy, make the city happy, we want to be safe. And I'm like, I get it. Mm-hmm. But I'm also one of those people like, don't fuck with my freedoms.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with my income.
Yeah.
Like, not talking any shit. I refuse to talk shit about another business owner. That's a rule I have for business.
Sure.
But when you make X amount of dollars every year just from your YouTube videos, this business over here, if it ain't turning and burning, it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And he's got a whole bunch of money coming in from his brand. Dude's branding's on point.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking gangster.
Yeah.
Like, he went from nothing to balling.
Yeah, Max is on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's got
it's Max, Christian, all those guys.
Sour strips or some shit now. They're like in every goddamn HEB across the state.
Yeah, they're candy that they make. And
yeah.
it's like
They don't make the gym. The gym is just a place they can sell the product and kind of put it out there. It looks cool. It kind of goes along with the branding. But they're probably make more money off all the other bullshit they do.
They're actually making a grip on the gym.
Yeah,
a grip.
Oh, I mean, they've got that entire market down there on the south side of Houston.
Yeah, it's like $65 a month. I think they've already got 4,000 members. You want to do that math real quick?
Yeah, but you know what? Hey, if I live down there, the opportunity to go see Buff Bunny,
yeah, absolutely,
to be able to sit there and maybe work out around her, that might be an opportunity.
Or if you like those clothes and you have a complete store to go shop in, and, I'm not knocking them. It's fucking phenomenal what they're doing.
Yeah.
And the chicks over there are super attractive.
Yeah,
like, I get it, man.
I like working out with the beasts, though, man.
Mark Bell is probably one of the more famous people that said it in our generation. But he said, if you're the strongest person at your gym, you need to go find another gym.
Find no gym.
You need to work out with people that are stronger than you, better than you. And I work out with people that are prettier than me because I'm trying to bring their average down a little bit. So.
Well, look, I'm of that exact same mindset. I mean, I know. Look, being 5'9", what are you like? 6'4", 6'5"?
6'4".
Okay, yeah, I'm 5'9", 200 pounds. I know my limitations. I love going and working out around people that are much fucking bigger than me. I know. Look, hey, I didn't hit the genetic lottery. Okay, I'm just fortunate. I've got hair and a good beard.
You got more hair than me, and plus, being shorter, the weight doesn't have as far to move. So
yeah,
you got a little bit of inertia on your end.
Yeah. I don't have to squat so far, or bend down so far for the. That's why I feel the strongest man in the world. He's like 6'6", 6'7", something like that.
Yeah,
he's got to go.
Shaw.
Yeah, he's got to go a long distance to deadlift 1,000 pounds.
Yeah,
that's a long way to travel.
Yeah.
There's a guy actually in my gym at Lifetime. Man, he's I talk to him every day, man. Great guy. His name's Andy. He does not look like a weightlifter. Doesn't look like, I mean, he's skinny. He just looks like your average everyday guy.
Yeah.
But the motherfucker can squat 460 pounds. He deadlifts 580 pounds. He's bench pressing, incline bench pressing, like 315 and everything.
Yeah.
And you're like,
solid numbers.
Yeah, you're like, man.
Normal for a normal guy, those are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm a big form person. I don't care. I don't care how much I lift. If it looks like shit, and I don't mean from like, a camera perspective, I know what the right form looks like.
And from the feel, if it doesn't feel good, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
And so, and with what I do, I'm not the peak physical specimen. I mean, I got on bodybuilding stage at 210 at 6'4".
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You were lean.
That sucked.
Yeah.
It sucked so bad.
Didn't eat for like 2 months.
Pretty much, yeah. I was eating cod and chicken and shrimp. Cod is terrible. I hate cod. And I eat like squash, zucchini, and broccoli. That was my carbs.
Yeah.
I hated my life for a while.
You're fucking miserable.
I was cussing people out under my breath and out of my breath. Like I just couldn't stop. Like it was bad.
Yeah, you get around people that are lifting. Like I have a guy, he's coming on in a couple of days, and he competes pretty heavily. His name's Quentin Wilsford.
Okay.
Competes religiously like every couple of months, and he's constantly fucking shredding out and everything. And I'm like, I don't know how you do it. Like you have little girls and a wife, and you're constantly I guess he's just enjoying the smell of the Chick-fil-A.
Some people are their mental fortitude is made for that.
Yeah.
Like I'm surrounded by Olympians, like not your Olympians, my Olympians, the bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Some of them can go through a prep, and like the last 2 weeks they're cranky. Some of them, they get 2 months out and they're like, they want to kill everyone in the room. And I'm like, if you hate it this much, why the fuck are you still doing this yourself? Like, stop. I'm like one of the very few gym owners that speaks out against bodybuilding because I know what it does. Like I enjoy the process.
Yeah.
I enjoy the workouts. Up until you get down to like the extreme cutting part of things, I enjoy the lean out. I enjoy all those things. But all the gear, all the steroids, the orals, the injectables, the side effects. The side effects. I had a full head of hair before I did my show.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's nuts. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Well, that is a big thing. I've received offers from sponsors to compete just because of just my body size.
Yeah.
Like it would be very easly,
Yeah,
for
you'd be
me.
bodybuilding all day.
Yeah. But I have no interest in it because I know what I'd have to do. I've never done a single drug of any kind in my life. Not opposed to it.
Yeah.
Just haven't found the need or the want at the particular time.
How old are you?
40.
You're 40.
Yeah.
And you carry that muscle without TRT or anything? Fucking run it.
Well,
son.
well, I mean, I do some. I do once a week get TRT. I do get an injection.
Okay.
I get a B12 and I get a 1 ml.
Okay.
Once a week.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I actually, because I do my blood draw. I'm the universal donor, so I go and I have to do a blood dump actually they want me to do it every week, just to go donate whatever. But I get my numbers every quarter, and you have to stay off. You have to stay. No testosterone for an entire week, just before you do the blood draw. And my natural testosterone levels are like around, but they'll fluctuate somewhere between 720 and 800.
Dude, that's nuts.
Yeah, and so that's natural. And because when I first started, I started with pellets. I just didn't want to do an injection every single week, so I started with the pellets. And because of the way I work out, the consistent time I spend in the gym, they just wore out too fast.
Yeah.
So I'd go by the FDA regulations, you can't get them but every 6 months.
Yeah.
So I would go the last 6 weeks, and it's just there's nothing there. Yeah. And so started doing the injection, and the only thing I felt out of it, no emotional changes. I don't feel any difference. It's not like increased size or anything like that. What it's done is give me the capability to work out on a more consistent basis.
And it makes your recovery faster.
Yeah, my recovery, that's it.
That's what people don't realize about testosterone is like, even TRT, low dose, like you're probably getting 200 milligrams a week. You're going to eat once, one shot. It lasts about 8 days. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make you bigger. Your workouts, your carbohydrates, all that stuff, that's what gives you muscle size. Everybody thinks protein's what gives you muscle size, and taking testosterone. No. Testosterone just helps you recover faster. I didn't learn that until I went to a doctor and got mine. And I've been going to a doctor for several years. When I did my show, I went outside of that to get the hormones. That's the most clever way to say it. When I was inside the doctor.
Yeah.
But even that, it's just like I gained some size, but like I was fucking murdering the gym. I was working out 4 to 5 days a week and doing cardio 7 days a week. So you're talking, I was in peak physical condition. I was hanging around my little brother and his friends, and they're like, dude, if I just had arms like yours. I was like, if I had arms like me, yeah, I'd be fine. But
okay, worst part about that has to be the cardio.
Believe it or not, no. It's the eating.
Just the lack of?
Well, no, it's like, if you've had a long day.
Yeah.
Do you have like, you know what, I really want to go to, what's your favorite restaurant?
Rancho Grande, Mexican food here in Tomball.
Fuck yeah. I grew up in Magnolia, so I know Rancho
There you
Grande.
go, yeah.
So Rancho Grande, I like getting the El Patron tacos.
Yeah.
They're good shit, man. And you think, man, I've had a long week. I'm tired. I'm beat down. I want my tacos. I don't even have to get a margarita. I'm good. I just want some good foods, little chips, little salsa. And then you're like, if you've had a long day, on top of you already inflicting all this merciless pain on yourself, you want to go have those tacos.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I gotta bake some cod, or I gotta throw this food in the microwave that I've already made, and then I gotta get sugar-free barbecue syrup or sugar-free ketchup or hot sauce on it, and just fuck you. You're cussing yourself. You're cussing other people out. You're like, fucking must be nice to be skinny, you piece of shit. Just My self-talk is, if I had a therapist that listened to my self-talk, they go, listen, sir, you need medication. My wife's sitting there. She goes, I don't want to eat anything around you because, like, I know, baby, I appreciate this. I get it. And she's like eating like peanut butter M&M like this. It's like, bitch, I will choke you. I will choke you. I swear.
Don't even let me see that candy coating.
Let me smell it. Just let me smell it. I swear, I'll just.
Well, look, being 40, being an athlete, I have zero desire to like do anything other than stay healthy. I mean, I grew up in a family where my father actually was a bodybuilder when he was in his late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
So he was in great shape, and then all of a sudden, work, the life, everything hit.
Wife, kids,
Yeah.
mortgages.
Late 30s, he starts putting on weight. By the time he's in his 40s, I'm hitting 20 years old, and he's, like 50 pounds overweight. Next thing I know, by the time he passed away, when he went into the hospital, he was probably damn near 280 pounds.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
He was getting into it, man. And I was like, I remember vividly, grew up on a ranch north of Tomball here. And I remember one day I was just so fed up. I was probably 13 years old. And he was just putting on this weight, and I couldn't fucking understand it.
Yeah.
Of course, 13, I guess he was 39 at the time, and I didn't understand the stresses of life. And of course, we lived in a 7,000 square foot house, and all. He's working his ass off.
Yeah, he's providing and then some.
Yeah, so had no fucking idea the stress he's under, but he's doing it to himself for our family.
Yeah.
And I remember one day I typed something up. I typed something up on the computer, and I taped it to the back sliding glass door. And I told him, I said, man, I don't want to be anything like you. You're a disappointment to me as a father because of what you're doing to yourself. Like I want my father to fucking live. I remember saying this to him at 13. I want my father to live. I want my father to be able to come around and do shit with me. And that had a huge effect on me for my entire life. And so like my purpose of working out, when I was young, it was athletics. Like I was an athlete. Now I literally have two main goals, and the others are pretty much just side effects that come along with it. Is number one, I want to be able to eat whatever the fuck I want to eat.
Yeah.
Look, I'm okay if my weight, I don't want to have to worry if my weight fluctuates between 190 pounds and 205 pounds.
Yeah.
I know I can work on that back and forth. I want to be able to eat whatever I want to eat. I want to be able to drink whatever the fuck I want to drink. If I want to go out and have, dinner with my buddies on a Saturday afternoon, I don't want to have to fucking worry about this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, if I worked out this morning, I'm going to fucking waste all that energy. The second part was, it's going to sound bad, but it was a purely mental thing. My mindset was, I want to look good naked.
That's literally what I tell people. That's why I work out.
Yeah.
And I work out with, everybody knows the name, Labrada.
Oh, yeah.
Gene and Hunter used to work out at the gym all the time. Now they have their own facility.
Mm-hmm.
But Gene, he lives up here with us, and so he's a trainer at my gym. And I was like, man, I want to work out with you. So he trains me. Like, I own a gym. I know how to lift weights, but he keeps me motivated.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes, well, and when we first started, it was like, all right, I want to lose this weight. I want to get back to moving better. Now that I'm more seasoned, yesterday we got back to it, and he goes, what's the goal? I was like, I just want to look good naked, man. And he goes, what does that mean? I go, well, I want to be able to look down and see all of it. That's great.
It's already small enough that
Listen,
it's hidden by his stomach. I'm no good.
Inch and a half, bro, but I need to see all of it. Huge nuts, small dick. All potatoes, no meat. And he starts laughing, and I tell people, I'm like, I'll be 39 this year, so we're not that far apart.
Yeah.
I want to look good naked, and when I get out of bed, I don't want to fucking hurt.
Yeah.
I don't give two fucks about being on a bodybuilding stage. I don't care about having a 700-pound deadlift anymore. I don't care about squatting 4 plates for reps. I don't give a shit. I just want to look good, feel good, move good, and that's it. And when I take my shirt off, go, that guy works out. That's a fucking win for me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like, so a lot of people, and that gets into the ego lifting side of stuff where people are going crazy. Obviously, if you've got a goal and your goal is to be a power lifter, you've got to go heavy. There's a guy that I've been following him on Instagram for a while. He's got a YouTube channel. His name's Russ Swole.
Oh yeah, he's down here in Southside.
Yeah, but man, he's a beast, man. But he's like 5'6".
I think on a good day.
Yeah, he's not very big, but man, he's deadlifting 700 some odd pounds. He's squatting 600 pounds, and you're like, I get it.
Yeah.
If that's your goal, because he's a world champion at this point.
Yeah, he is literally a stud.
Yeah, he's amazing. But like, I don't want to do that. Like, I've got kiddos, and as I'll tell you this. The main thing that actually got me back into the gym, being an athlete, I was always, active, right? 2009, my daughter's first birthday, my second child's birthday, it's 2009. And it was like 3 or 4 days before her birthday party. And I went to pick her up and I couldn't hold her. And she's a year old.
Yeah.
I couldn't physically hold her in my arm on my side for more than like 5 or 10 minutes. My shoulders started to hurt. And I hadn't been working out for a couple years. So I went down and I got cortisone shots in both shoulders. Of course, helped everything. The swelling and everything went away, but I immediately started. I was like, no, my body is at 30 years, or well, God, I was only 25.
Yeah.
My shoulders are literally fucking falling apart. Like, my body's going to start falling apart, deteriorating.
Yeah.
And that's where I was going to ask, like, you start competing you're at this high level, like bodybuilding and stuff.
Yeah.
You stop doing that. And if you don't say, like, your body's, like, stuff's going to start, like, spreading out, falling apart.
Oh, shit. I'll tell you from experience. So I got on stage in 2019. I worked hard for it. I looked great. I felt great. It was one of those things where, like, I was proud of how I looked. I've been a fat kid my whole life. I was 12 pound. I was a 12-pound baby. Bro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was a monster.
You're big.
I was born double XL.
Your poor mother.
I broke her hips on the way out.
Oh,
like,
God.
real talk. That actually happened. I've been big my whole life. I was like 130 pounds in 3rd grade.
Oh, my God.
One of the main reasons for starting the gym was because, like, I just had so many bad experiences, like, coming up, like, with gym teachers making fun of me because I was fat, because, grew up in a small town. Or I go join a gym and some guy's trying to sell me, like, every single supplement there and goes, you need this, you're fucking fat. Like, it was a shitty situation. So I got lean, and then I kind of hit cruise control. I still work out from time to time, but I was like, all right, we're going to Cabo in a couple weeks, so I'll keep it up. Hey, there's a music festival. Wear a tank top for the first time in public. I want to look good. And I went from 210 on stage to 240 pretty fast. Like 3 weeks. 30 pounds in 3 weeks.
Damn.
But that's just recovery, adding water back, all these different things. It fucks with your head, especially if you've been dealing with your weight your whole life. But then you're like, okay, well, I still look good. I'm 240, wearing XL shirts and 33, 34 jeans.
Well, it's good on a 6'4" man. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm 258 as of this morning, and I'm putting on 33s. So, not too bad. Got a little love, but that's about it.
Shit, at our age, if that's the worst we got.
Yeah,
man.
I'm like not hanging over the sides, not muffin topping. But people don't realize, like, the moment you stop, I springboarded 240 a couple months after my show. I springboarded to 280 like that. Your body puts on fat so much faster because you're being less active. You're not burning the amount of calories your body got used to burning. So let's say
it's going into survival mode.
Yeah, it's going survival mode because you're going from, hey, man, we're burning 3,800, 4,500 calories a day. We're taking in 3,000. We're doing totally fine to, hey, man, we're maybe burning, and this is surplus calories. So everybody's body burns a certain metabolic rate. But you're burning 3,000 to 4,000 over that. And then your body, you stop, but you're still eating all those calories. You gain weight so fucking quick. I see it every day with people like, oh man, I competed 6 months ago. Like, I can get on stage and we still have that body dysmorphia going on. And you're like, man, listen, I've been there. you ain't ready for that. Let's give it 6 months. Let's get back into the motions. And it sucks, and it's a hard thing to talk about.
Yeah.
But
body dysmorphia is a real thing.
Yeah, body dysmorphia, and it's not just for people of a certain sexual group. It's with everybody. I see it with women are the fucking worst.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, you're more than a number on the scale. Just letting you know. But I see it all the time with people that they think that they're 20 years old again. They think they're 25, and they go, "Oh yeah, I still got it." And you're like, "Listen, man, you got a little this. Let's tone it back. Let's get it back going." And I'm not rude about it. I'm nice. I'm supportive. And I tell them, if you want to do something, if you want to chase down a goal, if you want to do these things, you got to put down the beer. You got to put down the carbs. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to get on the Stairmaster.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
You lost me.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm on that motherfucker every day.
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't do any cardio. I refuse.
I'm pretty sure your workouts, because you're working out with a partner, y'all push each other pretty hard.
I don't work out with anybody.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was. So when I started working out, I never worked out with anybody. And I just kind of got in the habit of that. And then one day, it was 2019. You ever seen that Fight Club? Mm-hmm. And there's this part where Edward Norton is looking across Meatloaf. He's at that first men with testicular cancer meeting, and he talks about Meatloaf looking at him with these sad, doughy eyes, and he walks over and gives him this big old fucking hug and everything. So I was in the gym one day working out and doing arms, and this monster of a fucking man just was looking at me just like that. And he walks, and he's from Turkey. And so he walks over and he starts talking to me. He's a bodybuilder. And he's like, you want to work out. And so I worked out with this fucking monster for like 8 months. Now, he would never do legs. He couldn't do legs with me. I love doing legs. I do legs every day of some kind. But I think he got deported during the pandemic. I think he did. He was a doctor over in Turkey. And he was like... he was attached to the WHO or something like that. Anyway, I think he honestly, because he got divorced and I think he got deported. True story. Yeah.
There are worse ways to go, I guess.
Kind of rough, yeah. But I stopped working out with a partner and started with the whole intention of going like high, like I just shortening my rest. I'll do. If I'm doing heavy deadlift or squat, I'll rest between like 2.5 and 3.5 minutes. But if I'm doing bench press, with 120, 130 pound dumbbells, I rest a minute and a half, stuff like that. And I'll do 4 reps of like 12. And so I'm dripping in sweat. And
you're working.
Yeah, I'm working hard. And I use an app on my phone. I don't know if you ever use this called Fitbod.
I've heard of it. I've never used it.
So it's real cool app, man. I enjoy it just because I'm a nerd and I nerd out on the numbers, and so
I literally all the time.
Yeah,
my Apple Watch is everything.
Love it. Yeah. Keep track of everything. I'm a numbers guy, and so I'm sitting there looking at it, and it's tracking the volume on a day that I do like squat and like back or something like that. I'll hit like 80,000 pounds in volume on a day. Like Robert, his name is Robert. He was one of the owners of that Fit Type. Last January, not January of 21, we did a million pound month where we worked out.
Damn.
Yeah, we worked out 3 to 4 days a week together, and our volume was 1 million pounds for the month, and we tracked it every single day, kept a spreadsheet of it. It was all through the app, but yeah, it's for me. That's the sacrifice I make.
Yeah.
I said, I don't want to do fucking cardio. I'm like, I would rather just move fast and sweat my ass off.
Your workouts are what, an hour and 30?
Usually right at about an hour and a half. Chest day, and usually chest and arms, just because there's more to work. It goes to about almost 2.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I have to have a trainer just because I'm fucking squirrel. Hey, like,
yeah.
It has nothing to do with motivation,
or
has nothing to do with like not knowing what I'm doing. I just need somebody to keep me there, keep me in line, keep me moving. Mm-hmm. And so what I'll do is I'll just go, okay, let's figure this out. I'm in there. I have this person for an hour. Hey, beat the shit out of me. Fucking I want to be hurting. And so like yesterday, I'm sore today. I feel like I have a hunch in my back right now because my back hurts from having to do assisted pull-ups with them and just trying to get moving. I had a band on my feet, and I'm on a pull-up rig, just trying not to kip it.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Y'all's gym over there. How many platforms do you have?
Currently, we have 4 platforms, but we have 12 places to deadlift.
There you go.
So I have it set up to where every single rack, because there are 6 power racks standalone. Inside of every one of those power racks, there's a bench available, so you can bench, squat, deadlift all in one spot. There are 4 platforms by themselves, and there's a pull-up rig with 4 stations that you can bench, squat, and deadlift.
Nice.
And then
that's what you got to have
on the turf. If you want to get a little freaky, there's bumpers and all that stuff. So, and all the bars are Rogue. So there's power bars, deadlift bars, squat bars. So,
you guys have an outside facility over there too?
So the entire thing's in a warehouse. So I have 5. It's about to be 6 garage bay doors that open up, and you can take everything outside if you need to.
Oh, cool. So you can just grab everything, and go with it.
Yeah, go out, take it outside, bring it back in when you're done.
See, that's the best part. I loved when I was working over there at the Fit Type. Like I said, you don't have 300 people in there. The corporate gym, being in the corporate gym, I wear cutoffs. I literally wear running shorts because it doesn't matter what I wear. It's like the size of my legs. Every pair of jeans looks like skinny jeans anyway.
Yeah.
So when I wear shorts, I wear running shorts because my legs, they're just, I need the room.
The old school coach shorts.
Yes, exactly it. And then thank God they have liners in them now. Jesus Christ.
Have a nut hang out.
Yeah, I wore. I had a buddy of mine. I bought a pair of the Ranger panties.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like I wore those one time, and like literally, I went to go squat, and a ball fell out in front of the mirror. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm looking at myself, and I'm like, "Fuck!" Like
I got to come back up.
Yeah,
and I gotta put it away. All right, let's sit back and heels up. Let's go.
But yeah, like I would because I would be working out in there. There'd be like 2-3 people in there at any really given time. So yeah, I'd be able to go and take my shirt off, but I sweat like a fucking pig.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I have tank tops that I've worn that it's like gray print over a gray tank top, and when I'm done, like you can just see the logo just all the way through. I'm like, okay, it's a good workout.
Yeah.
I'm personally loving the fact that Nikki's gonna watch this. And she's gonna y'all are talking about balls being out. Right now. Oh yeah.
Well, that's probably I can assure you this is probably not the first time I've ever had a conversation about balls with Nikki.
Yeah.
So Nikki and I, we grew up together speed skating. Yeah.
Really?
Did you know that she did that?
No, she has never told me that.
Yeah.
But she manages the gym, and I'm gonna fucking find pictures.
Yes, there are pictures. I could probably send you a couple.
You're fucked, Nikki.
Yeah, her sister and her brother all speed skated.
I'm gonna fuck with all of them because Mondo's a buddy of mine, and Brandy just talks mad shit to me. So I'm gonna have some fun with this.
Yeah, Brandy was kind of funny. Brandy was like she's a few years older than us, so she would babysit us. Me and a buddy of ours, a guy named Ryan Horgan. So when our parents would all be gone, like they'd bring Nikki over to the house or something like that, and Brandy would babysit all of us. And Mondo's quite a few years older.
Yeah.
Mondo and I actually were working in the same industry for quite a while.
Oh, really?
His father, my father, all through skating, all knew each other. His father worked with my dad for a while. Went off, kind of did his own thing until he finally retired. Armando became like a high end field rep for like a big insurance company, stuff like that. And
he's an entrepreneur.
Yeah, now he started his own business, everything. Yeah, he called me. We talked on the phone right as he was starting his own business.
Yeah, he's fucking gangster. I love the guy.
Perfect timing, man.
Yeah,
perfect timing. He's killing it now.
I love it.
Yeah. You gotta. You know what? It's like having Tony when I had Tony on, and he was talking about when he was having the conversations with his friends, and they got really uncomfortable because he was talking about like leaving the corporate world and going out and doing his thing and writing his book,
Yeah, and he's a mentor.
Yeah, and like it made people uncomfortable, and I was like, well, yeah, because of their own insecurities. Like the people like you, people like me, people that are not risk averse, that are willing to get out there and, you know, take an ass whooping if necessary for you know, what we believe in, what we want to do. Man, there's people out there that love that shit and they want to support it. Yeah. When he told me he was doing, I was like, man, that's a fucking perfect timing.
Yeah, he's Mondo. Just he kind of hit me up and we kind of bullshit about it. I said, dude, I'm the wrong person to talk to because I'm gonna tell you make bad decisions.
Yeah,
like fucking go after it. If it doesn't scare you, it's not big enough.
Right.
And that's been a conversation that we've had, and I have that conversation with anybody that wants to get into the entrepreneurial space. I'm like, it's not as easy as you think it's going to be, but when it does hit, because if it's a good enough idea, it will hit.
Yeah.
When it hits, you'll never look back.
Yeah.
And
never regret it.
And I'm dealing with that right now with my own personal shit. Like I had my old boss reach out to me and offer me a job, and I was like, man, you can't afford me anymore. He goes, yeah, how much you making right now? And I hit him with it, and he goes bullshit. And I sent him my number. I sent him a screenshot of my fucking checking account. And he goes, holy shit. I was like, you can't afford me.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I fucking, now we talk about things because my old boss was a mentor to me. He didn't realize it. And he's never listened to the podcast. He's not that kind of person. But I directly thank him and quote him on so many things that he taught me about business that I tell him, I was like, the reason why you can't afford me is you're a really good teacher. And you could hear the smile coming through the phone.
Yeah.
Like it was phenomenal. So like with Tony, when I first started, I met Tony as we moved into a new location. When I stood my ground, it got Tony's attention. Now Tony's kind of a mentor, and we talk, and he's like, what do you think about this and this? And I bounce ideas off of him. And he's like, hey man, everybody knows your name. Quit saying your name in the videos. I'm like, okay. So the last couple ones, I'm like, I've done it. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I got to be better at like doing some of the shit. But
yeah, it's like on mine at this point, my name's on the show. It's like everybody's like, yeah, we know who you are, asshole. Yeah. I got someone gave me a lot of shit. Like I got hit with a huge, with the largest fucking Facebook group out there, for Houston Astros. It's the largest one in the world. Tens upon tens upon tens of thousands of followers. And I shared a show. I had a guy on the show, Jeff Michaels, has a show called Sports with Balls. As of yesterday, they started their official syndication deal into like 7 or 8 other cities. They're doing a 2-hour show every day that's being sent out to those cities. Plus they're doing like the 1.5 minute to 2 minute sports breaks at the top of every single hour. Like that's the beginning of a fucking empire. And he started it 2 years ago in his goddamn garage.
yeah,
Like what I'm doing here, like this is something I enjoy doing. It's fun. I love having good conversations with people.
yeah,
But when I repost these shows, like putting Tony's out there, or putting Celeste's out there, or putting Jeff Michaels out there, it's not about me. My name's on the show. It says Jason Husk Show. But for me, it's about promoting these other people, putting it out there about the risks they're taking, getting out there and doing something with their lives. I mean, that painting right there is from a girl lives in the Woodlands, named Melissa Duarte. You know, she took a big risk, went out and started painting. You know, has become a very successful artist.
yeah.
And it's like they got on my ass because I put this show out there, and I'm like, it's not fucking about me. Like this show is about these other people, and like how fucked up are you guys not to want to support someone who's going out and making something of their lives, man?
Honestly, I think people that because I get a lot of hate for mine. My friends are just like, hey man, we get it, you're an asshole, but but at the same time, like I do it because I like hearing people's stories, and I think. Because I talk a lot about addiction on my show. I talk a lot about, you know, starting over. Because I think entrepreneurs, people don't realize you're starting over. When you start your own business, hey man, I went from making money, making a paycheck, whether it's you're making 30 grand a year or making 300,000 a year. You're starting over at fucking ground zero, goose egg, nothing. Mm-hmm. That takes fucking balls. Mm-hmm. And I talk about like the mental mindset and what it's like to start over and what it's like to me personally, I had to go back to eating ramen noodles. I was in the oil and gas industry before I started the Legacy. When Legacy Barbell first opened, I was under this assumption that, you know, Kevin Costner, Field of Dreams, you build it, they will come. I was the fucking biggest idiot on the planet. and I had to figure all that shit out. And there was times like I slow paid on my truck for 4 months in a row. Mm-hmm. I just met the girl who's now my wife. You know, we were struggling. Like there was times I had enough money to get ramen noodles. Some weeks the food was paid for and the bills were paid for, and I had an extra $20, and you know, we go to Whataburger and split a burger as a gift, you know, to us. And I like talking to people and them sharing their stories and all these feelings and emotions and what it's like the first time you had an extra $500-600 in the business account after all the bills were paid at the end of the month and employees were taken care of and taxes were done. What did that feel like? And then what did it feel like when you hit your first 5,000, 10,000? How great is that feeling? And it allows people to explore those sides of it, because everybody thinks, oh, you own a business, you own a construction company, you already got money, you don't need nothing. They think you're some millionaire hanging out in this massive house and you don't actually work and you don't have creative juices flowing at all.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need to because you got all this money coming in. I'm like, people think I'm some corporate gym owner that I'm rolling up a Lamborghini, and I'm like, I got a truck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I have a truck.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm a normal person just like everybody else. And I think sharing those stories, I think, one, you doing that for Jeff Michaels is a great thing. But the people who are talking shit, they're so complacent and they don't understand. Hey, man, you could be doing this too. Jeff Michaels, it sounds to me like he's about to have his own fucking sports network. Mm-hmm. He's about to be the next Dave Portnoy.
Yep.
Barstool, pulling down a couple million a month.
Just about to hit it big. Just
because he had the nuts to get on a microphone, mm-hmm. start recording, start posting.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
You know, it's kind of funny is I have a friend of mine, we dated for a little while, and it was kind of funny. She told me she's a beautiful girl, and she was always hesitant about stuff. And when the pandemic hit, something that I started doing because I couldn't travel, I started using my tools in my garage. I built a gym. I built a home gym. I started making folding gym racks, and I was selling them. And I was making videos of how I would assemble them. Like I would film the whole thing on like time-lapse video, post it and stuff like that, and then I would do like a talk over and discuss how I did it, or even just do a live. And that's actually a lot where this started was I would do lives on Facebook.
Yeah,
and just kind of
how to install a header beam so you can mount it up.
Just going through a bunch of crazy shit, right? Yeah. And she looked at me. She says, that's the thing that fascinates me the most about you is that you'll just go for it.
Well, you have to.
Yeah, and I had to look back at it and say, you know, I don't know if it was I was fortunate from having the background like with my father, because I tell a story all the time. When I was 10, my father got a phone call for a Tyson's poultry plant up in like some fucking BFE, Arkansas. And it was a massive place, like 3 million chickens dead. And he took me with him. We drove up there, and we're standing outside. It was fucking, I'm 10-year-old kid standing in my goddamn pajamas outside this Tyson Foods poultry plant with the plant manager and the vice president of, Tyson Foods next to my dad and the insurance adjuster for the big insurance company and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there in my fucking pajamas, sitting there listening to these conversations and everything. And so I was exposed to a lot of that stuff, that risk-taking. My father used to say, I wake up every morning, I grab my balls and roll them like dice. And that's kind of what you got to do.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and there's people out there, and it's so disturbing to me, though, which is nice because once you do hit that entrepreneurial mindset, you kind of weed a lot of those other people out.
Yeah.
They can't hang around you anymore because you're too much for them, and they're too insecure for you. So they either
I get called a narcissist a lot.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. It happens all the time.
That's the emotional equivalent to today's calling somebody a racist.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just the quick get out of jail free card because they can't answer to their own shit. Everybody has a certain amount of narcissism in them.
Yeah, it's called being human.
Yeah, like, and especially if you believe in yourself, if you're confident, like the true definition of a narcissist is somebody who believes that they're never wrong, that everybody else is to blame for every other fucking thing out there, and they believe that they're the absolute best no matter what. Well, look.
Well, all those things are true about me, though.
That's right. It's everybody else's fucking problem.
Yeah.
Well, but when you're an entrepreneur, those are all the characteristics that you exhibit. You have to believe that what you're doing is the best. You're not going to go into this and say, look, you're not fucking Snapple and say, I want to be the number 2 in the market.
Yeah.
You're saying, I want to be the number 1. And I believe that I can. I believe that I have the product, and I believe I have this. I wouldn't start, look, again, I tell everybody this. Like, I started this show for therapy.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucked up.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, like it feels good to get on and talk to people and have conversations, and I do my Sunday Live and I just rant about politics and everything. That feels good. That's not narcissistic because I think people care about what I'm saying.
It's the most therapeutic thing you can do to offload anger, stress, rage, anxiety, depression.
Yeah.
It's having a creative outlet.
Yeah.
It's the mental equivalent to lifting weights.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of those things where, like, you definitely know him, Andy Frisella.
Mm-hmm.
I would listen to him, and I listened to this guy explode on a microphone, and I'm like, if I did that, one, I'd be a lot more well adjusted, but two, I would put out the same shit every fucking day because I get so mad at people.
Mm-hmm.
I get so mad at people who don't believe in themselves. I get so mad at people who constantly make excuses for whatever the fuck they got going on. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, if I hear one more time, must be nice, I want to grab somebody and just choke the fucking living shit out of them.
Yeah, those are like I said, those are the people that don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like going back to this, you started the gym because you had an idea, right?
Yeah.
You wanted to do something. You believed that you could add something different. That the way you were going to go about doing it was going to be something different. That you're going to put your personal ethos into this place.
Yeah.
But when you go do that, you want to make sure you're doing it to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
You want to do it the absolute best way you can. Do you have dreams at some point of making money off of it? Absolutely.
That's why we get in business.
But at the very beginning, you understand that there's a very good chance that you're not.
Yeah.
Like, there's a very good chance you may not make any money on it. I mean, something like 75 or 90% of businesses fail.
In my world of industry, I couldn't get mind you, I had a 780 credit score, good credit. I was making 130 a year. And I got laid off when I started the gym. Every single fucking bank was like, if you make it to 6 weeks, we'll be shocked if you make it to 6 months.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
They're like, gyms suck.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make money. You're never going to be successful. If you do get turn profit, it'll be so little that you won't be able to afford anything. That's just the way it is. That's the way gyms are. And I was like, well, good thing for me, I'm a lot smarter than most people. And it was super dickhead thing to say because I ate it. I ate those words. For like 2 years, I ate those words. 2 fucking years. That's it. So I'm giving them. And then, like, by month 20, we started to see an uptick. And I went from really struggling to, like, okay, there's light at the end of the tunnel. By month 36, we were debt-free. Across the board, debt-free. And then month 48, I mean, we're talking just like this. I've been on a steady upward curve.
You hit the hockey stick.
Bro, I hit it so hard, it's been going up until January. January 2022 was the first dip in business I've had in 6 years. And even then, that dip, we're like 4 times past that now.
Yeah.
That dip. So it's crazy.
Well, I obviously a lot of it goes back to the fact that you live in an area. Well, Montgomery County came out very hard against a lot of the
very conservative.
Yeah, they were not going to tolerate. They didn't give a fuck what Abbott said.
Yeah.
And that no, we're not doing that. We're not going to enforce that. And look, you'd already made a name out there for yourself. People, you live in an area. We live in an area where people want to shop with somebody who aligns with them ideologically.
Yeah.
And hey, they don't have to like everything about you, but you know what? When you were saying no, fuck you, government, I'm not going to do what you are what the Rage Against the Machine was back in the 90s.
Yeah, that was my band.
Yeah, but now they're like, no, don't worry, we'll do exactly what you fucking tell us to do.
Yeah.
But people want that, and a lot of that goes back to because they're afraid to do it themselves. They're afraid to say that. Yeah. So you've carried that banner, you've put that flag out there, and you've hoisted it up, and you started slitting fucking throats. Mm-hmm. Look, I had the same thing on my Facebook page for the longest time, and then I started catching a lot of shit for it.
Yeah.
Not because it literally sounded violent, and so I had like customers and shit. They were like, "What the fuck is this about?" I'm like, all right,
it's creative expression.
Yeah, so I just put up there, "Fuck you." Like I put "fuck off."
Yeah,
that's what I just started putting on there. That was the thing that you see on my page. Actually,
I have a wreath on my front door that says "fuck off" on it. So
yeah,
that should help.
Well, I have a hat from the Drive clothing.
Yeah, Chad's buddy.
Yeah, I've been trying to get him on the fucking show.
He's hard to get on. He's hard to do.
He's in Arizona a lot, in California. I think he was out there getting tattooed, I think, in Vegas recently.
Yeah, he just got his hand done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he's good people.
Yeah. I actually met him one time because he used to work out, I think, at Lifetime for a little while. So I met him there one time, a while back. But anyway, got a hat that I've had so many people.
This one?
The one says "fuck off" on it.
Okay.
I have, I don't know, I probably have 30 or 40 things from their company.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I wear this hat all the time. It says "fuck off."
We actually got me and him have always been buddies just because of the industry.
Yeah.
But we actually at one time were getting all of our stuff done at the same place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we bonded on that too.
So I mean, that's the other thing. You've kind of dovetailed and it sounds kind of logical now because you see it it's so ubiquitous with the fitness industry is the clothing brand of it, but you've got your own shit now.
Yeah,
like you got a whole line of clothing now that you were able to take and go out there and
the skull and wreaths on everything.
Yeah,
it's part of it. I just have I have this thing where when we first shopping for the gym, the realtor comes to me and goes, "So imagine right there on that sign, a guy flexing like this." And I was like, that's the gayest fucking thing I've ever heard. And not gay as in homosexual.
Yeah.
Just gay. And I always preface, I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
But, and I was like, so I started doing my research. And like, I was like, I have this mentality. I'm either going to win or I'm going to die trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Somebody said that the other day, and I was like, those are almost verbatim the words my ex-wife said to me when I caught her cheating.
Yeah. Same thing. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Fuck you. Yeah, I swear to God, it fell on his dick. He was there for me, and you weren't. Not speaking from experience at all.
No.
But so I was like, all over the world, the laurel wreath is a sign of victory.
Yeah.
It was what Caesar wore when he conquered. It was given to the gladiators when they won in combat, and that's how they won their freedom from slavery. The Greeks used it. The Trojans used it. Spartans wore laurel wreaths when they didn't have their battle helmets on because they were a sign of victors.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the skull is death, win or die.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been on all my shirts. At least one release has win or die on it, and the logo changes or the colors change or has a different subsequent thing to it. This last one we did has win or die on it. It says burn the fucking chips. No escape plan. There's no going back.
Yeah.
And so now it's kind of cool. I'll be driving around, and I don't even have one on my own vehicle because I drive like a maniac, unless it's the car. The car has a logo on it. But my truck, I don't have a logo on there, and I smile every time I see the skull and wreath on the back of someone's car.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll be walking through the mall, and people don't even know who the fuck I am, and they're wearing that, and I'm like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Well, you saw when you came in, I had the black flag outside.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, the shit I got for that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I mean, I got, like, it was all over our community page here. I mean, people were calling me all kinds of names and everything. I'm like, you don't fucking understand what it means.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a political flag. This is literally a war flag. This is a flag saying that there's not going to be any quarter accepted or any given.
Yeah.
You know, we will die on this battlefield, you or I.
No quarter, no shelter.
That's right.
No prisoners.
That's right. Somebody will die on the battlefield. If it's me, hey, I'm going to die trying.
Yeah.
People don't. It's so rough in the way we live today. So many people have become so weak-minded.
Soft.
Yeah, where they're just complacent to kind of go along with shit.
Yeah.
You're like, no, we can't live like that. The reason our country exists today is because people fought against that kind of fucking mindset. They said we will not surrender.
Yeah.
We're going to be better than that. And you take that into every part of your life, man, and that's the kind of shit that rubs people raw. And you get to the point where, like, I don't give a fuck what you think anymore. Because I see you.
Yeah.
I know how I'm not going to live day to day with any other option but then to work my ass off and succeed.
Yeah. Well, I get a lot of shit for it. I've had several people come in and cancel their gym membership because you're a Trump supporter. And I'm like, okay, I voted for the guy this last time because I'm like, well, he's got the card stacked against him. And I was like, listen, I can only align with one of these guys, and it's this one who's not, his brain isn't completely failing him. I firmly believe our country should not be ruled by old white men with money.
No, fuck no.
No. I'm like, we have what? 338 million Americans.
Mm-hmm. And these are our best two options.
And we keep choosing the guys that are about to be on Geritol and need, dementia medication.
Biden literally had the top of his fucking skull removed twice.
Yeah.
For brain surgery.
Yeah.
And this is who we're going to put in office.
And it's the two best options.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Trump's a fantastic businessman.
Sure.
Our country is a business.
Sure.
It is a fucking great business.
Yeah. We are technically incorporated.
Yeah. So, that being said, he's an old fat man.
Yeah.
Who literally his favorite thing to eat is chicken nuggets and burgers and Diet Coke and salads with ranch dressing.
Yeah.
Not mad at him, but come on, man.
Yeah.
He's not a healthy individual. Biden, just because he's skinnier doesn't mean he's healthier because his brain's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like politicians. I think politicians are inherently evil. They run this country. They're terrible human beings. Yeah. There's at no point in time should anybody that's been in office for 50 fucking years be worth $70 million and they make $200,000 a year.
Yeah, and I look at it and say, okay, look, like, your job is to get elected. Your job's not to really go out there and create business. Your job's not to go out there and create revenue or create jobs for other people. Your job is to get reelected. And you get reelected by saying pretty much any fucking thing possible to make that happen.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. I mean, look, I am not a fan of Trump as the man.
No.
The shit he says, he was his own fucking downfall.
Yeah, he was. Absolutely.
It's his fault for not being in the office right now. It's nobody else's.
Yeah.
It's his fault.
Yeah.
We can all have a conversation about the way the election went or, fraud and this, that, and the other.
Fake news.
Right.
Huge.
But
come on.
But, dude, if he had just kept his fucking mouth shut for 6 months, he'd be our president right now. But he couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So he's his own fucking worst enemy. But at the same time, I'm not going to hold him responsible for the shit he said as a private citizen 25 years ago.
Yeah, when he's talking about grabbing girls by the pussy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm married. I grab my wife by the pussy all the time.
Right. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine. They wrote it off as locker room talk.
Yeah.
You've been in locker rooms and stuff like that, and you probably don't have these conversations. Maybe billionaires have different kind of locker room conversations, but you're not sitting there talking to a guy and telling a joke about grabbing someone by the pussy.
No. I'm more or less making a joke. Going, put your dick away. I'm tired of seeing that big motherfucker.
Exactly.
You're making me feel tiny.
Yeah, more or less, the conversations are actually almost homosexual.
Very, not borderline. They are.
They are. Yeah. But so when you see that, when you hear him say that, you're like, man, this is not how I would talk on a regular daily basis. But he's a private citizen.
Yeah.
He didn't say this shit in office.
No.
You know,
he said this mic'd up. No, he didn't even know the mic was turned on. I mean, worst case scenario, even if you didn't know your mic, even if you knew you were mic'd up and you didn't know they were on, it's still something you shouldn't talk about with anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, listen, if you're a perv, you're a perv. It is what it is. You're a billionaire. I've seen what women do for millionaires. I can't imagine what they do for billionaires.
Right.
Like, I really can't.
Right.
But in the grand scheme of things, I look at career politicians.
Yeah.
You know, and I look at the way our country spends money, and I just go, okay, I'm good with numbers. That is one reason why my business is successful. I'm great with numbers. If I were to simplify it and say, okay, we make $35,000 a year. We spend $70,000 a year, and we're $300,000 in debt and growing every day, more and more. You'd think whoever's fucking running it would be fired.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I checked, I didn't have a politician reach out to me saying, hey, what would you like?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I know you're one of my constituents. I'd like to vote in line with what my constituents think. Hey, what do you think about red flag laws? What do you think about our spending? Where should we be sending our money? I've never been asked that as a tax-paying American. Why aren't more people like that? I don't know. We're just entered into a fucking war. Our dollar is now worth less than it's ever been before. It's just, they just passed a $1.5 trillion spending bill with $30 billion going to the Ukraine. Why are we sending money to another country?
Right.
Why?
Right. That $30 billion could easily be spent here.
On anything.
Homelessness.
Yeah.
Mental health.
I was listening to Joe Rogan, and they have $1 billion a year goes to homeless aid, and nothing is being done.
No.
It's people who just going.
Yeah, they raised. He was talking about. I think he was talking about the. They was talking to somebody about California.
Yeah.
And it went over like a 1 year period. It went from something like $50 million to nearly $1 billion going towards homelessness, and the homelessness literally exploded and went from like 10,000 to over 1 million people.
Yeah.
With $1 billion going out there and absolutely nothing.
You could literally give each homeless person $10,000, spend every penny of that billion. You give each person $10,000, and you would spend all that billion, and that's $1 million people. You give them each $10,000. Go, hey, go get a fucking apartment and a job, clean your shit up.
Yeah.
You could do that every year, and you know what? Some people would probably get out of being homeless.
Absolutely.
We give them some help.
Absolutely.
Hey, let's take this. Hey, this person's homeless. They're verified homeless. Let's wipe out all their debt. Let's wipe out all their credit history. Let's wipe out everything. Let's give these people a chance to start over.
Yeah.
Let's go that route. Nope, they don't do it.
Well, I think it's the propagation of you're going to say it, you don't actually ever deliver on it, but then you come back a couple years later because it's a brand new crop of voters, and they say, well, I'm going to do something about it this time.
Yeah.
I'm going to do so. Oh, but here's what I did.
Well, this party stood in the way last time.
Right.
Now that we're going to run this.
Yeah.
With reelect me. No, come on, man.
Yeah, and that this goes back to the conversations I had with a lot of people. Like, yes, did I vote for Trump this last time? I absolutely did. Lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Did I want to vote for Trump? Absolutely fucking not.
No.
Not the way he was behaving. Yes, did he do a good job for our country the previous 4 years? Absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic.
But I didn't want to vote for a guy who's been in office for 50 years who hasn't done a goddamn thing for us.
He's actually added to the racist culture of white America.
He's actually the person who wrote the bill that caused the mass incarceration of black Americans at record pace.
And was also part of the group that called them super predators.
That's right. He did. He called them super predators, and on the floor of Congress, as they're trying to cancel out Joe Rogan for using the N-word, which in my opinion, is wrong to begin with. I'm not a fan of using that word, but as they're trying to cancel out Joe Rogan for using that on his show during entertainment purposes, you have the guy who is now our president on the floor of the Senate saying it 3 times in a speech, saying the N-word 3 times in the fucking speech, and the media is fucking quiet about it. That's a goddamn word about it.
Nope.
It's fucking insane.
It blows my mind that happens. And then my personal favorite, and I talk so much shit about her, is we have someone in California, Nancy Pelosi, who she's 70 years old.
Yeah.
She went after that salon owner who pegged her for going, hey, guess what? Rules for thee, not rules for me. And then this chick makes $228,000 a year, and she's worth $70 million, and she started off with nothing.
Yeah, it's all her husband. Her husband's a genius.
Yeah,
somehow makes trades the day before something is announced by fucking
amazing.
Congress.
It's amazing.
They actually had a thing. I guess Twitter pulled it down. It was like a Pelosi tracker. It was actually people that on Twitter, they were going out and tracking her trades, and they were posting them on there, and they would show how soon before something was announced by Congress that she was making these fucking trades. Her husband was making these trades.
Her husband was making trades, and Robinhood would shut down that stock immediately afterwards, so nobody else could trade on it, and nobody could make money.
Amazing.
And then Bill de Blasio's wife, all of a sudden, $900 million is missing.
Yeah.
Out of a fund.
Yeah.
Nobody can find it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing going to happen to her.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Well, then you have like here in Houston, which I think I'm so fucking happy to see, Lena Hidalgo, FBI, or the Texas Rangers. By the way, Reddit. Do you do Reddit at all?
Yeah, but mainly for gun stuff.
Okay. Don't do anything else, because the guns is going to keep you in a kind of a safe spot where there's people kind of like-minded thinking. You go anywhere else on fucking Reddit, it's toxic as a motherfucker.
I found out that my business is on Reddit, and we got a 50-50 rating. Apparently the super liberal people think I'm a racist redneck hillbilly. I am a redneck. I'm not racist though. Literally, the lady in charge of my entire business is a person of color who's a female who has Kim Jong-il haircut. Love you, Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki.
There's literally the Team America World Police. That puppet of Kim Jong-un.
Mm-hmm.
There's a spot. It's laminated and posted it right there where she works.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, I fucking hate you so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
So I get called that. But the other side is like, he's American. He's, pro-freedom, pro-choice, all these things. And I'm like, all these adjectives are about me and my business on Reddit. And I'm like, what else is on there? And someone told me, oh, just look. And I was like, if it's already here about me and I don't know about this shit, I ain't going anywhere fucking near it.
It's so bad. It's so fucking bad. When they posted the ABC 13 posted the article last week about the Texas Rangers raiding, along with the FBI, Lena Hidalgo's office over a $13.5 million contract that was given out at the beginning of COVID. It was apparently they're investigating it because the contract was canceled. They were already paid out like $1.5 million, and they paid back like $200,000 roughly. They paid it back, but they'd only worked for like, I think 30 days, and they kept like $1 million, $1.3 million, something like that. Under the contract, for whatever reason, cancellations.
Yeah.
They got to keep it. So they're investigating how this person got this contract when they were literally the smallest organization out there with the lowest amount of funding, and like they just met the lowest requirements compared to some of these other large health providers. So this article gets put up there, and of course everybody fucking starts on Reddit that it's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt.
Smear campaign.
Yeah, because Lena Hidalgo is the greatest fucking person. No, that fucking woman sucks.
She's terrible.
She is horrible. Yeah, my best friend calls her Comandante Hidalgo, because she's literally like the fucking like going straight to communism. It is ridiculous. But the funniest thing is because there are some witty people on Reddit, and that's the only thing I do go on there for. Is there you can learn a few things here and there. Best part about, understanding, is knowing your enemy kind of thing. I don't want to say people on, that way of thinking are necessarily the enemy, but it's good to know exactly the way they fucking think.
Yeah. And post your address so I know kind of what area of town you're in, so that way I can stay the fuck away from
Stay away from it, exactly. Well, somebody ended up putting up there because it happened the day after the lockout ended, and they were like, thank God the Rangers got there because the Astros were about to show up. And like 20 posts show up there, like, what are you talking about? But this, these are the Texas Rangers, and everybody's like, oh fuck, like there's some witty shit like that. It's just, but
I think people just need to understand you have to have a sense of humor. I think most people don't have a sense of humor anymore.
No, and that's honestly what I look at. It's like, to me, a lot of this shit's supposed to be funny, and they take it so fucking seriously. Like, I have to, even with Biden. Like, if you can't sit back and laugh at this fucker, this buffoon, and just kind of just be like, all right, it's actually, it's sad because this is who's running our country, but at the same time, you're like, man, I can't fucking believe I'm just kind of giggling that this motherfucker just got up there and said that.
Well, so I have this thing where, and another thing I learned from Tony is when I make a post, I learn to ask questions. Instead of making statements, I learned to ask questions. And I've genuinely been on my mind. This is the most popular president in American history. 81 million votes. Take that with as much grains of salt as you need to swallow it. That being said, I will go down, like, I'll see a post from POTUS, the page, whatever, and it's Joe Biden, and it's being written as it's him, and I go through and I read some of the comments.
Yeah.
And yes, there are people on there blasting the guy. And I'm like, you have every right to do so. That's your freedom. That's your First Amendment right. And then I read people going on there and saying, like, thank you so much, the most wonderful president in American history, all these things. And then I'll click on their profile, and it's private.
It's a bot.
It's either a bot, or occasionally I'll find one that'll let me see something, and it's like, I'll read through it, and there's nothing positive about the president or our country's well-being or anything like that on any other part of their page. So I go, my question is 81 million voters, whether you have mixed feelings, you want to renege on your vote or whatever, why don't y'all post anything to say about this guy, positive or negative?
Yeah.
Because the people that didn't vote for him, we say it. You know, we're very open. We're doing everything that the other side did last time. But then the people that voted for Trump originally were like, I'm so glad I made this choice. But people that voted for Biden aren't doing the same thing. So I'm like, okay, do you eating crow? Are you genuinely not happy? You don't care? Like, where's the thought process? Because this is what's going to make us better. This is what's going to help us open lines of communication, dialogue between each other. And y'all don't want to fucking do it. So what's up? What's the deal? And I genuinely want to ask that question. Why can't y'all say anything nice?
Yeah.
Why, good or bad, just say something. Let us know you have a pulse.
There's two things I always look at. Number one, notice right now that you remember when Trump was president, and of course in the past with almost every president, you were constantly getting the approval rating numbers. You were constantly seeing that. When was the last time you heard that?
Last one I heard was 27.
So fucking low. And that's and when was that? That was
4 months ago?
Yeah, exactly. Imagine what it'd be right now.
I personally, just because, okay, so I admit it. I'm my own boss. I don't give a fuck. I smoke weed. And I think anybody that smokes weed, like, if it doesn't matter where you fucking live, it should be legalized.
Absolutely.
If you have a vice like that, and because it's natural, it helps you, whatever, it helps me, my depression, my anxiety, all that stuff.
It's a good chance Beto may win here in Texas if he runs on that platform.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
And just don't say anything about AR-15s. Shut the fuck up. Dude.
Yeah. You talk about guns, you're done.
Yeah, this is Texas, bro.
Yeah.
We're the patrons staying blowing shit up and shooting it. Don't fuck with us.
As long as you leave the guns alone and say you're going to legalize weed, he's going to win with fucking landslide here in Texas.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Real talk. That being said, Kamala Harris, who decided to give her a little geography lesson.
You mean Ukraine is a country. It's a
Next,
smaller country.
next to a larger country, Russia. That one.
Yeah, because we're 5 years old.
Yeah. Montel Jordan's booty call. Yeah, that's a real thing. She's going on there, and in California, she ran as the attorney general and was a DA and prosecuted people for smoking weed, selling weed, whatever, possession of. And in an interview that same year where she had all-time high record arrests and prosecutions against THC, goes, yeah, I smoked in college and I still occasionally do it, in the privacy of my own home.
Yeah.
Are you out of your fucking mind? I'm like, and now this person is number 2 in charge.
Yeah.
And her approval rating numbers last time I saw were in the teens.
Yeah, they're even lower than Biden's.
Yeah.
Well, look, I go back to this and say, like, it sucks that Abbott had the accident, and all that, and, he's bound to a wheelchair for the rest of his life. That sucks. Horrible.
It's terrible. It's a terrible situation.
But don't tell me for one fucking second he's not doing something for pain management.
Yeah. Because the human body can't survive on Vicodin, Oxy, and all that shit. It just can't.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally on Dilaudid for a week. I had a motorcycle accident in 2018. Lady in a Nissan Pathfinder ran me over on my Harley. Oh. It sucked.
Yeah.
Multiple TBI. I was fucked up. But I was on Dilaudid for a week in the ICU. I get out. They had me on hydrocodone and Oxy for pain.
Yeah.
For like months. I had to wean myself off because I went from like 275 when I had my accident down to 223 and then back up to 270.
Yeah.
Just because of all the drugs. I went from having muscle to nothing to being fat again.
Yeah.
Like that. And I was just like, I had to get myself off these drugs. So you mean tell me that Wheels... Listen, a lot of respect for anybody that's in a wheelchair, but I call them Wheels.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just real quick, by the way. Hey,
I was actually looking at that.
No hating on. You can't hate on it.
Yeah.
But people want to get mad at me. So I'll go back to this. I'm interrupt your story real quick. I do this a bunch. I'm sorry.
I'm fucking good with it.
So everybody does Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah.
My kids, they don't live with me. They don't live with me. They live with their moms.
Yeah.
So I don't do Elf on the Shelf with them. But I got a fucked up sense of humor, so I wanted to do naughty Elf on the Shelf. So I went out. My mom, I couldn't find the elf, so my mom went and ordered me an Elf on the Shelf, knowing what I was going to be doing with this thing. So I got the elf, and then I got the one straight leg Barbie here. So this is Ron, and this is Jenna. So Ron Jeremy and Jenna Jameson. So I go and I get them, and the very first picture is her bent over, him snorting cocaine off her ass.
Party.
It was sugar. Okay, so it's not no cocaine in this house.
Confectioner sugar.
Right. And so but I wanted to do a bunch of other crazy shit. Like, you can only do so much. Like, I had her swinging on a pole. Like, that's great with straight legs. But I needed a Barbie that could bend her knees. So I went to Walmart or Target to get another Barbie, and the only one that they had in there was the one in the wheelchair. There were 6 of these motherfuckers in there, but nobody else was buying it. And I've literally had to say to people, I'm like, okay, when's the last time you bought your child who's not in a wheelchair a Barbie in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
I'm the only motherfucker buying, so don't get on me.
Yeah, I'm more politically correct than you are.
That's right.
I'm woke.
I'm including her. That's right. That's goddamn right. I am so fucking awoke right now. I got a fucking stripper Barbie in a wheelchair.
Fucking right,
and
man.
I named her Miss Reeves. As in
Christopher Reeves. Yes. That's why we're gonna. This is awesome.
Well, hold on. I do want to show this because I think that the visual of it is actually kind of fun. Let me pull it up here.
If we see a dick pic, I'm gonna.
There's
laugh.
no dick pic. Definitely no dick pic. There's Tony.
There's Tony.
Tony right there. Mr. Watley. No, come back. I'm gonna come down here, and this is my Instagram page, and so this is honestly one of my the funniest ones. It's fucking. She got like fucking
rim
Jenna,
job and everything. Yeah.
Exactly. Jenna's giving Ron a rim job, and fucking Miss Reeves got knocked out of her goddamn wheelchair and everything. And it's like, man, That shit's funny to me. Okay, it's fucked up.
What I'm getting is you also got a little shadow ban going on.
Oh yeah. Oh definitely.
Yeah.
Oh definitely. Because I'll post some shit like
Joe Biden.
Of course, they were up there. You know, his ass was
of course,
Xeroxing his ass and But then, so look, here's so actually, you know, we got Let's Go Brandon.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, he's jerking off to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is the other thing.
Got a lot of BDSM.
Okay, and I have to tell this story, and I've told it on here a couple times, and it's so fucked up. It's the greatest thing about YouTube and the worst thing about YouTube is the fact that I was able to go on there, and I had to, and I typed in bondage not tying, and a fucking video pops up.
Yeah.
And there's instructional about tying fucking bondage knots. And I felt like
You can learn anything on YouTube.
Absolutely. I spent 30 minutes tying up this goddamn Barbie.
I noticed you took a lot of care.
I did. I wanted.
And I noticed you laid it over each individual wrap. It's got like uniformity to it. That's there's a lot of skill involved there.
That's 6 feet of rope tied around this fucking Barbie, man, and it is, oh my god, her hands are tied perfectly though. Like I would cause
it's a party.
I would cause no damage to a female. Like with the
you did research for future projects.
That's right. Someone comes in and they see the hooks on my bed and they're like, okay, all right, it's time party. But yeah, look, number one. This was picture number one. Picture number one. It's right there on the Christmas stuff. Oh yeah. Hot.
Yeah, of course. Anyway. Yeah, I've always wanted to, do blow off my wife's ass.
Right, who
I don't do drugs like that, but
who doesn't?
Who doesn't want to do that?
But speaking of shadow banning, man, so I'll be honest, man. Like my posts, anytime I post something, like the most, like if I post like a moving thing about like when I bought my house. And, a lot of people know the story about how it took me, going through divorce and actually,
starting over.
Yeah, starting completely over. I mean, went to prison and everything. There was a lot in my life. Yeah, I spent 4 years in prison. So there's a lot in my life where it was just super fucked up that a lot of things I had to deal with.
Yeah.
And no drugs or anything. I was just an asshole.
Yeah.
I pissed off the judge, told him to go fuck himself in open court. They don't like that.
No.
I didn't make friends like you made. I made enemies.
Well, I mean, you can say go fuck yourself, but make sure it's out of the courthouse.
Yeah, I said it in open court, and he didn't like that and sentenced me to 10 years in prison. So it was pretty bad.
Wow.
So I ended up doing 4 years. But anyway, like the story behind the house, like, yeah, I'll post something and it'll get a few hundred likes on the post and things like that. Or I'll post something on the Facebook page for the show and it'll get like 18,000 likes on there. But almost everything where for some reason, like my posts get completely pushed to the fucking side through the algorithm, but my stories, there'll be hundreds, thousands of views on my stories of whatever I post. Like yesterday, I did post a workout video of, me squatting 345 pounds 4 times, for form. Put that on my story. Immediately has, within an hour has 100 views on it within an hour. Okay. So it's, it's a few hundred views now. A few weeks back, I was flying to Florida and the flight attendant gets on and says that it's federal law that you must wear a mask. And it's not federal law.
No, it's absolutely not.
It's a mandate and the airlines choose to abide by it. I mean, it's fact. The fact is that they just redid the mandate for the airlines and the airlines chose to abide by it. I mean, that was public statement by everybody.
Yeah.
It's a mandate. It's not a federal law. Federal law was not voted on by the government. It was not signed into law by the president.
It's not ratified or anything. Yeah.
No. So I literally, I put my stupid thoughts into meme form, type them out on like Getter or Twitter and screenshot it. And,
yeah.
Okay. So I put that up. Like I said, my stories get hundreds of views. And if I'm going down to Florida and I'm posting pictures of the beach or the fucking sunrise, it's going to get a lot.
Yeah.
So I put this fucking thing up as a post and it gets maybe like 5 likes. I'm like, all right, we're going to see where this goes. For the 3 days I was down in Florida, anything I posted would get like 10 to 30 views on Instagram and Facebook. I got 15,000 followers on fucking Instagram. And it gets like, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
I came home. I deleted those posts to run a test. Not fucking joking. I posted something to my story 30 seconds after I deleted the other post. Within 45 minutes, it had over 100 views.
Yeah.
Where something that should have gotten much more views on the story the previous day literally had 30 views in 24 hours.
So I recently had it where I posted something about my wife and I. Just like we were out doing something. And we took a picture, selfie together. I was like, smoke show, whatever. 100, 200 likes. I posted a screenshot of the $1.5 trillion spending bill. And I said, want to see the world's largest laundromat? 6 likes.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. And you can call your friends and be like, hey, did you even see it? Like people that would normally like, and they're like, nah, it didn't even come up. Never even came up.
Yep.
I've got a friend, she lives out in California.
You're definitely going to get shadow banned for this one.
Oh, well, I mean, this one goes on YouTube and
I mean, they're going to shadow ban you cuz
hey, it is what it is, man. I'd rather
you have a fucking Heathen on your show.
Man,
so.
I tell you what, I was very surprised like Shane Vitko, like Tony's fucking show took off. There's like 3,500 views on that thing within like 4 days. Okay. Yeah. Shane's didn't take off, didn't get caught in algorithm till like a week later. I thought for sure like his was going to be a great fucking story. No, his got caught up. It was his name and everything else. It got held down for a while, and now it's got almost 4,000 views.
Yeah.
But that's almost 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Look, all these places they're really super fucking weird. I don't know, man, but like I do know shadow banning is a real thing, and as far as I'm concerned, like I tell everybody, if I do this, if I'm only doing this for money versus having a good conversation and putting good quality conversation out there, that hey, this is a viewpoint. We may hey, when you showed up at the door, here's the first time we met. We've had very little conversation, and that was intentional on my part. Because I want to have an open, raw conversation.
Absolutely.
To be able to get that out there, to not have it scripted, like that's my choice. Whether or not it does anything, great. My business is not predicated off of the show. If my concern was solely like financial for all of this stuff, man, I'd be out there doing the shit Mr. Beast is out there fucking doing.
Yeah.
Like if I could have recorded the shit I did to my parents and put it up there, I'd be fucking bigger than Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
Because I did this shit all over the world when I was a fucking teenager. Videos of myself literally like at 15 years old getting fucking hammered drunk in Argentina, Buenos Aires, Argentina, and throwing up all over my mom's feet. Like, cause I'm fucking hanging out of a goddamn taxi cab and she's embarrassed and she's fucking slapping me in the back of the head and I'm dry heaving and I'm like, Mom, just stop.
I see water.
I just stop. I sound like Trump. I just need water, Mom. Please stop. Don't hit me anymore. She fucking hit and I just like, all right. And I just fucking throw up. Like if that's the kind, I would have that up there all day long. I like having the format, and I want to have the people on there. And I've had people on here, like, I'll be honest, like, I tell the story. Melissa Duarte, great conversation with her. Fantastic conversation. The conversation we had in the middle of it went down the road of race. And she was very uncomfortable with it. After the show, we had to talk for 2 hours after the show about race and all this other stuff, and she thought that my viewpoint was because I had Trump on my house.
Yeah.
She thought my viewpoint might have been one way or the other, and I was like, no, like we're aligned here. Like we believe that like certain things are really, really bad and the country needs to change. But it's like we just had to have this conversation. And she's a wonderful, beautiful person, a great artist, but that's the kind of conversation I want to have with people.
Yeah.
And I think it's the most insane thing that we live in a world, and I get it. Hey, we choose to put our content, the stuff that you create, the stuff I create, the pictures we take, all the shit, we choose to put it on someone else's platform, and they can create an algorithm that fucking limits it all day long. What blows my mind is what people will avoid doing. They will avoid having that conversation altogether.
Yeah, no. And I like to say I have a different viewpoint than most people.
Yeah.
But the more I talk to people, I realize, and I've said it on my podcast a couple times, I'm like, you know, the world only, if you think of the life in like the terms of a football field, you have a red zone on each side. Far left red zone, far right red zone. These are the only two motherfuckers that mainstream media, social media, people with money, people with anything, they're only listening to these two red zones. Everyone else is between the 20s. Mm-hmm. And I find myself, I'm on the 50-yard line, dead center, and I go, hey, man, love who you want to love. Fuck who you want to fuck. Mm-hmm. Make money any way that you think you want to make money, that as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else.
Cut your dick off or get breast implants. Who gives a fuck?
I have a really weird thought process. You know, I don't care.
Yeah.
Just don't fuck with me and I won't fuck with you.
Yeah.
And
I grew up in Texas. I'm going to call you ma'am and sir.
Yeah, I'm raised that way. And your pronouns that you want to be called, it's not my job to call you by your pronoun.
No.
My job is call it how I say
And I'm going to be polite and I'll say yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Or yes, sir.
I'll be polite. I'll be respectful.
Absolutely.
You go, I'm a ma'am. I go, and here's where I get weird. I don't think you're transgender until you actually fucking make the move.
Yeah.
Listen.
You can identify as one, but you are not transgender by definition until you cut your dick off.
Or you get an Audi and turn it into an innie.
That's right.
Innie to an Audi.
That's right.
That's the way it works.
Yeah. And all for it. Hey, do whatever you want to do. Whatever makes you happy.
But listen, I'm building a muscle car.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not done until the last nut and bolt has been changed out, turned over, and it's completely finished.
Yeah.
It's not a muscle car till then.
There's actually, okay, so kind of funny is this, when I started working out at the Fit Type, they've changed the name of it because one of the partners was bought out. I'm trying to think of the name of it right now, but anyway, when I started working out there's a guy who walked in. I was immediately introduced to him. Real nice guy. He just kind of moved here. He moved here from Utah, and immediately he introduced himself and told me that he was transitioning, and he even said like he identifies as a man, but he's not fully a man. Yeah. He hasn't had he's still had a vagina,
and more power to him.
Absolutely,
taking hormones, doing all the things.
And I teased my buddy. One thing about it was that he had an amazing beard. Like my buddy, my best friend, 40-year-old man, can't grow a full beard. Yeah. This guy, with the hormones he was taking and everything, could grow a full fucking beard. And I'm like, great fucking beard, dude. Like I didn't give you're, as far as I'm concerned, hey, I'll treat you like a guy.
Skills, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Good for you. When I asked, what I wanted to find out was he went through the surgery and got a penis built and everything. It's like, man, like did you go God mode? Like, did you like tell me you got something like a fucking hog,
bro? Straight up.
Like, you went big, right?
It's kind of go and get my fucking my wife won't watch anyway. She already knows me. My wife, she had her boobs done. Mm-hmm. She paid for them. Skills,
sure.
I'm about it. But she was going. She goes, I just want like a little more, and I was like, first off, this is a surgery.
Yeah.
You're getting cut open.
Yeah.
Listen, go big or go home. Yeah. Like straight up. And she goes, you're just being a dude. And then the very attractive concierge at the fucking plastic surgeon's office she goes, well, I think about this. And I was like, well, here's what I told her. And she pointed at me and she goes, he's exactly right. Mm-hmm. This is a $7,000 surgery.
Mm-hmm. Whether you go to a B cup or you go to a double D.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Get what's you're going to appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you find that spot, go one size bigger because you're going to wish you did anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like, okay, she got him done. Thank God. If you're getting a dick, bro, 12-inch, go
porn star.
Look at John Holmes. Go, I want this motherfucker
That's
right here.
Right. Like you have the opportunity. Like you're doing.
Do you know how many guys wish they could be you right now?
That's right. Exactly. Like I wish you know what? I wish I could go through that right now and get get like 4 inches added onto it.
My 1.5 inches of fury, it would be awesome. Like at 12 inches.
That's what I tell them. I'm like, you know what? Hey, it's a full 2 inches, and it lasts for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Cool.
I tell everybody, I'm like, listen, The first inch and a half's worn the fuck out. Okay, I beat the brakes off that shit for an inch and a half. Okay, everything else is brand new, but that first inch and a half's mine. I own it.
But yeah, so I was asking. I was like, man, just like, can I see it?
Yeah.
Like, I want, like, I'm gonna see what you did here.
And thing is, people think, you know, guys like you and me are homophobic or whatever. Like, no, I want to see this shit.
No, I want to fucking see.
I'm genuinely inquisitive. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
Like I don't want to be in the gym where there's like the 70-year-old guy walking around for 30 minutes with his fucking balls hanging and everything, and every time he moves, they're like hitting his kneecaps.
And then they got gray pubes.
And, and they'll literally bend over straight leg to pick up all the
show your
stuff.
asshole.
That's
boots,
right.
Yeah.
Like you don't like I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
But if you just had a fucking dick built, like I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's like popping the hood on a car.
I'm totally
working with.
Hey, you know what? Straight as the day is long, man. But well, fuck, it was just spring forward too. Did the day shorten? That might sound weird. I don't know. It's a problem. But like I'm like, yeah, show me. Can I fucking see it?
Yeah, of course.
Like
I'll be like, come on, man.
Totally cool with that.
Pull your dick out, bro.
Yeah.
I want to see this shit.
Like at the same time, have you seen? Okay, so I was introduced to this person off of Joe Rogan's show. Her name's Blair White.
Okay.
You know who that is?
I don't.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, we're gonna check this out here. You're gonna enjoy this one here. Sorry, for some reason the screen on this side's not working. There we go. We still got the elf on the shelf eating ass. So Blair, here we go.
American YouTuber. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, YouTuber.
Transgender.
Yes.
Okay.
Born as a man.
Okay.
Now, granted, a very effeminate man.
Yes. Very attractive.
Yes. But already had a high voice. Something I learned from this. Apparently, if you're going to transition from female to male, you can take hormones to deepen your voice.
Yes.
If you're going the other way, there's nothing that they can do for
no
male.
reverse.
No. So apparently already had. Now, obviously extremely attractive.
Yes.
Female. And at the same time, I know that she was born as a man. I still can look at her and say very attractive, and at the same time I'm kind of like, I kind of want to see your tits.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
I'm not going to feel weird about it. I don't want to have sex with the individual.
Like, I associate a lot of things to guns and cars. Because that makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, most people understand, hey, you have a hobby.
Yeah.
You want to see it. That is just no different than looking at a car.
Yeah.
Hey, you have this part installed. How's it run? How's it look?
Does it function well? Yeah.
Does it work good for you?
Yeah. What's the mileage?
I'm down. I want to see this shit.
Yeah.
And, like, I've talked to people, and they're like, you want to see? I'm like, if somebody got a set of triple D implants and they're a good looking person,
yeah,
I don't give a fuck what the wedding tackle looks like. Let me see the tits. I want to get an idea.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Hey, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. I want to see this shit.
Well, look, it goes back to, I think that for me, I think I can appreciate an attractive individual.
Yeah.
Without it being sexual.
Yeah, of course.
I can look at a female and say, she's an attractive individual. Doesn't mean I want to fuck her.
I'll give you one to look at. Go on Instagram. I openly say this about this person all the time.
Let's see. Go up here.
Just go search.
Where the fuck is? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Aesthetic Effect. AESTH. Right there. Colby Davis.
Okay.
He's a trainer at my gym.
Big dude. Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah.
He is one of the most attractive men on the fucking planet. He is so pretty, it's ridiculous.
Look at that. Yeah. Good looking dude.
Yeah, look at the guy.
Yeah.
Let's go to one where he's not in bodybuilding shit.
Okay.
Make it less gay. Keep going down. Colby, why you gotta post the gay shit?
He's
There you go.
This one?
Yes.
All right.
Just handsome man.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm not gay, but I'd fuck you. Like, seriously. Like, you are handsome. I'm surrounded by people who look like this all the time.
Like if I'm a girl, you're the kind of guy I want you to hit, like that. Yeah, I want to hit on me.
Dude, give me your number.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. I'd be like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I gotta fix this real quick. Like,
yeah, I get it. Well, that's the thing. You can appreciate the beauty of an individual, regardless of what's between their legs or on their chest. Like, you can appreciate that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that, like, So it goes back to the story of, or the thing I was saying was like, I don't fucking care what someone wants to do with their body. Are you happy?
Yeah.
Cool. You're happy. I'm happy because you're happy.
Are you happy in your own skin?
Yeah.
That's all that fucking matters in this
look,
world.
Look, we're covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
We like the change.
Yeah.
We're happy with that on there. That's not for everybody.
No, my entire arm has a story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As is mine. And so you're like, hey, I'm happy in my skin. I don't expect for you to look at me because I'm covered in tattoos and well, I am a felon, but I don't expect you shouldn't have to look at me and say,
I'm not a felon yet,
okay.
But we're on the way.
Working your way there.
Yes.
Next pandemic.
Yeah. Next pandemic. Definitely going that far.
Definitely going to prison for the
Let's watch the downfall of the world. I'm kicking indoors, stealing food.
You know, I will say this. Being in prison, I had a lot of conversations, and it was weird coming from a very affluent background, coming from a wealthy family and all that stuff. Yeah. I obviously came in with a different perspective, and so
would you say entitled?
Oh, definitely, 100%. That's what got me there. Was my entitled mentality. Was never actually getting in trouble for anything. Never actually having to be held responsible for anything. Finally, I was being held responsible, and I was getting a fucking beating for it. Like, I'm going the furthest way down possible. And so I look at it and say, you know what? I didn't come from the same background that a lot of these people came from, but we are in the same place. We got here. We're all in the same place. We're in the same fucking clothes, having to eat the same goddamn food. So let's have let's talk. Like, let's figure out not how the fuck not to come back here, and B, like, I'd like to hear about your background. And all this other stuff.
Like, what was the road that led you to this place right here?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, because they were all interested about like me, they're like, hold on, white boy, what are you doing here?
Hold on, rich white boy.
Yeah, exactly. There's like,
did you embezzle money?
Yeah, that's exactly. They're like, what, like who, like you fucking write a bad check or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm like, you fucking assholes.
Yeah.
So there was a couple guys that, they told their story, and they came from just these absolute horrible backgrounds. Their mom was addicted to drugs, and their dad fucking beat them. They had no food. They had siblings and stuff like that. And they would literally like they grew up literally stealing, for food for their family.
Yeah.
And
a lot of them have noble causes.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, one of them, like the one guy was telling me, he's like, man, I was literally fucking stealing to feed my kids. Now, hey, that's the story he's telling me, and I'm going to choose to believe him. I don't want to doubt, I don't want to take away from what he's telling me. So I choose to believe that what he's telling me is the truth. Yeah. He's looking to feed his fucking siblings because his parents are both fucking scumbags. And he gets caught. And he has to go to prison because it's not his first time. It's not his first time getting in trouble, maybe weed in school, whatever. And I look at that and I say, you didn't do anything fucking different than I would do. Correct. I'd have done the same exact goddamn
Absolutely.
thing. I didn't,
if the story is actual and factual and that's what happened,
yeah,
I would have done the same thing.
Absolutely. 1,000 times over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done the same thing.
Fuck yeah.
I've had to steal to eat before, back when I was a young man and didn't have no money, and I like to tell my story and talk about how I had a shit experience, but I grew up. My dad was wealthy. My mom passed away when I was a kid. I went from being Charlie Brown Christmas tree being a real thing. And hey, you know what you get for Christmas? You get to eat. And then I moved in. I moved from a small town and outside of Huntsville to Magnolia, and my dad was very wealthy, and so I could blame the whole world for all that shit. But I look at it and go, if I was faced with that same position, I'd absolutely stolen, because I had to do it whenever I got out of the house. When I moved out when I was 18, right after high school. I literally went to the store and I stole ramen, just because, hey, it's small, it fits in a pocket, and I can get the fuck out pretty quick. Mm-hmm. I mean, shit happens. You have to make decisions sometimes, whether your poor decision making got you down that road or not, or you're doing it to feed your family. Sometimes you got to do sketchy shit. I think honestly, that's
$20 is $20.
Damn straight. Just. don't give a fuck. You know that old saying, would you ever suck a dick for like $1 million?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I do have a price.
Yeah.
Now we're talking like $1 million, maybe.
Yeah.
Now you talk $10 million.
I'm thinking about it, yeah.
50-yard line of the Super Bowl.
Two-handing it.
Come here. I'm straight up about it.
I'm going to ask the question.
Ask it.
Is it tax-free?
I'm going to go with the government's going to fuck you anyway, so you're going to pay tax on whatever you buy, so let's call it tax-free.
Okay, good. All right. So let's say if not, we're bumping it up to $15 million.
15 million, I'd do a lot of weird shit for $15 million. I'm not gay, but I'm going to try something anytime.
What would be your price for Betty White?
Free.
Really?
So, real talk, my wife gives me so much shit for this. I'd fuck Reba McEntire on top of my wife. There's just something about older broads. Reba McEntire is a fucking vampire. Straight. She bought me a Reba shirt that says fancy. So we go to Whataburger and I get the fancy ketchup. I'm like, here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down.
My God.
So Betty White, that'd be like free. Actually, she's dead now, so you might pay me a little bit for that.
Oh, man. If it made you famous.
I'd be famous regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already locally infamous, so let's make it even better.
Yeah.
There's nothing off limits. Like it's the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have that. What is that one celebrity you're kind of secret about, but you're like, you know what? If they gave me the opportunity, Brad Pitt, like, okay, Fight Club Brad Pitt, or like Fight Club Troy era, or are we talking like Mr. and Mrs. Smith Brad Pitt?
Man, that's tough. Honestly, I'd probably have to be like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yeah, yeah. If it was Brad Pitt back then, then I probably would end up falling in like love with him or something. Yeah. I don't think I would ever not go gay again.
I think if it's Brad Pitt, like the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
yeah,
where he's like older, or grizzled, I'm like, I'm not calling you daddy, but.
Maybe it's going to be a little bit easier for me to get out of this relationship if I'm attracted to you. You're staying.
Yeah, like listen, come on now.
No, my one, which really bothers me because of her political, like she's not even fucking American, but the way she came out talking during the election and all that stuff, is Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, she's been my go-to for a decade since Underworld, the first one came out.
What was that one? Click.
Yeah,
with Adam Sandler.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah. Kate Beckinsale definitely. She can get it.
Yeah, she's bad. Well, I make it clear too. I mean, I've been married and everything, and I will come right out and say it to them, just like. Interject in conversation. Yeah. We're not even talking about a hall pass or a freebie.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to throw it out there. Just hey, letting you know right now
if
that
this ever happens,
I'm taking this opportunity.
Yeah. You want to go to the hotel? Or you want to watch?
Yeah.
Like it's going to go down.
Absolutely.
My wife did the same thing with. She said the same thing about Lee Bryce.
Who's that?
You can pull him up. He's a country singer. He wrote that song. I Drive My Truck.
Lee Bryce.
Yeah.
Right there we go. American singer-songwriter.
Now, granted, my wife also thinks Alec Baldwin's hot.
What the fuck's wrong with her? I could get it a little bit.
Oh,
I get it a little bit.
Her first crush was Chris Farley.
Oh my God!
I'm not talking shit because she likes funny.
She likes funny guys. I was gonna say she likes funny guys.
But then she liked Alec Baldwin.
Okay.
And then I made her watch. She never watched Team America World Police, so I made her watch it.
Oh my God!
And now she goes Eric Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Lee Bryce is a good looking guy. I see it. Okay.
And then good
looking guy.
When Jack Black was in the pandemic, she's always had a crush on Jack Black.
Yeah. And
then when he was out in his like cowboy boots, dancing in his shorts.
Yeah, and his Speedo and everything.
She's like, oh my God, he's so hot. I was like, bitch, I gotta go out here in fucking Speedo now.
I gotta make a video like this.
This is bullshit.
Oh man, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she knows I feel the same way about Reba.
Yeah.
So.
Hold on, we're gonna pull Reba up really quick. Oh
Right
my
there,
God.
first one.
Oh my God.
You can't even get out R-E-B.
Look at, oh my God. Now, are we talking like are we talking Reba today, or are we talking
I'm talking Reba, period.
because like Reba right there, I could get Reba right there. I totally get that right there. But the new like modern Reba, like standing on the show, the
I don't give a fuck. Like
she's a good looking woman. Don't get me wrong, but isn't her daughter
her
the actress
Kelly Clarkson.
Is it Kelly Clarkson? Is that her real daughter?
No. Kelly Clarkson was her daughter-in-law.
Oh, okay. No, I'm talking about the one.
It's got Reba's daughter.
Yeah. Let's see. Reba's daughter. Well, there comes up Reba's daughter-in-law. Boyfriend images, whatever. Hold on.
Gay.
Oh, it does. That's Kelly Clarkson right there.
That's Kelly Clarkson.
Huh. I didn't realize. I didn't know the fucking. I'm thinking of this little short actress chick. I can't fucking think of her name, man. Anyway, I thought her mom was a famous singer or some shit. She was in I think Along Came the Spider. Let's see. Along Came the Spider actress. Actress. Wow. It would help if I could fucking spell. No, I think that no. Oh well. Oh well. We're fucking derailing here pretty badly.
It's all right.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. Anyway, so yeah, man, Reba, that's a lot.
It's a weird one, I know.
That's a lot, yeah.
Also, she's worth like $200 million.
I'd fuck Reba too. I'm definitely fucking Reba.
Yeah. Like same. We're similar age. Growing up, like CMAs, all that stuff. Like she's my first redhead, everything. Like I was like,
yeah.
Ever since a kid.
Well, I get it though. I have because you're probably a country big fan.
Everything.
See, I can't stand listening to country anymore. I grew up on a ranch, and I just kind of almost rejected almost everything country in that way.
Yeah.
But then come back, live in Tomball. So I listen to like hard rock and shit.
Yeah, I listen. I jam out to everything.
Yeah.
When I lift heavy, I listen to Baby making music.
The
Weekend. Put Pony on.
Yeah.
Genuine. Like
that's exactly what my best friend does. Like he'll put on fucking Boys to Men.
Yeah.
Like when he wants to get like pumped up and everything, he listens to fucking Genuine. He listens to Boys to Men. He listens to like 90s R&B. And I'm like, how the fuck do you do that, man?
Well, it's not very politically correct to say this, but I'm not known for that anyway. But when you're a bigger person,
mm-hmm.
Now granted, this younger generation, they don't give a shit. They're like, hey, you got a great personality. I want to fuck.
Yeah.
But us coming up, it was what you look like, right?
Right.
So I was a bigger guy. And if you're a bigger guy, you can only date bigger girls because that's the only thing you can really pull. So I used to have a rule: if I couldn't lift you, like I wouldn't date you.
Yeah.
I was curling 200 pounds for a while.
Oh my God.
Hundies.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You can go out to the pasture and grab one if you wanted.
Yeah, pretty much. And so I just associate that with fucking all the time. So I'd be like, I'm getting a real lift in anyway. Yeah, come here, bitch. My favorite line, I stole it from Rodney Carrington, is I went home with a fat girl once a bunch of times.
Oh my God.
I was a male slut for big girls, and now I still like thick women. I can't.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say no. Period.
Man, hey, look, man. I'm a little guy, so I have to have like I dated like I called her a fucking circus midget, because she was tiny. She was like 4 foot. She was 4'10", weighed like 90 pounds.
Yeah,
like that makes
maybe
me feel
a buck.
Good. Yeah,
that.
Like that. Like I'm a little guy, so like I gotta, for some reason, I just have to date a smaller girl, man. Bigger girls don't like me because they don't want to, like, I don't want to be the one carried through the fucking threshold. Like, what are they going to do? They're going to throw me over their shoulder and take me into the bedroom?
They ride you, you're going to be just a vibrator.
That's right. Yeah. I imagine the whole Jackass skit where Wee Man's laying on the table and the big lady comes and jumps on top of him. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, that was me, though. I enjoy it. Come here, girl. Come here, mama. Come here.
Look, when you're 6'4", you can get away with that shit, man.
Or, 6'4" and decent personality.
Yeah.
Listen, I've got a tiny dick and a great mouth. That's all I'm good for.
Look, I tell everybody I've got a little dick and a horrible personality. So you know what? At least I've got hair. That's about it.
You know, you got that on me.
I just tell like thank God I've got a good beard, you know, because my fucking personality sucks.
And this is makeup now, so like under here, it's where tragic farming accident. I'm ugly as sin. So.
That's somebody posted something on Facebook the other day. They're like bearded guys. I finally get it, and I'm like, yeah, we're all fucking ugly and look like children under here. Of course,
we're baby faced. Yeah.
This is our filter.
Yeah.
This is full-time filter.
Walking, talking filter.
Yeah, and as it goes gray.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The fucking response, man.
Salt and pepper. Don't diet ever. I was like, well, I got gray pubes. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like I don't give a shit at this point. Like I started seeing gray on my chest, and I'm like, yeah, I'm heading there.
I'm getting old.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. My office staff, they started asking my mom. My mom came up to my office one day, and they asked, they're like, does Jason dye his hair? And I'm like, I've got fucking gray everywhere, but my hair's stayed dark, and my beard is just going white. But that's been the result of being in fucking prison and being married 4 times.
Yeah.
They fucking do that.
I'm on number 3, so.
So you're doing good. No prison yet.
Yet.
No,
I've been arrested.
Yeah.
I've been arrested. DUI.
Yeah.
I just did an FBI background check today. And like, I wish every agency worked like the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
I literally go and get it done. 10 minutes later, I have an email with my entire record on it. And it's like, oh, one arrest 10 years ago for DUI in Marion County, West Virginia.
Well, I think with most things, as long as it's like, especially from a corporate level, is if it's over 7 years ago, it doesn't matter.
Me and the wife are doing something.
Yeah.
And it's just something you have to have done.
Absolutely.
And so it's like, I was kind of.
If the worst thing you did was, I mean, look.
DUI, blew .79 10 years ago.
The difference.
In West for fucking Virginia.
You got caught versus every other person on earth.
Yeah.
Who just, whatever. Every single person out there is driven drunk.
And it's $100 ticket. I'm not even shitting you. It's a $100 ticket.
Oh my God.
And the thing is, I live in Texas.
Yeah. They knew you weren't coming back.
And they're like, hey, if you want this expunged from your record completely, you just have to get a breathalyzer put in your vehicle for 3 months. And when that's done, send us the stuff and we'll expunge it from your record. I was like, okay, cool. I called the local place that does the breathalyzers, and I said, hey, I need an interlock put in my vehicle. Oh, what's your court case? I was like, it's not in the state of Texas. It's out of state. I need to get this done. Mm-hmm. They're like, okay, you need to do SR 22, all this sort of stuff. I'm like, I'm not even guilty of anything. I'm just having something expunged from my record. Mm-hmm. They said, in the state of Texas, whether you are guilty of a crime or not, and you have an interlock put in your vehicle, your driver's license is suspended for a year at a minimum. You have to get SR 22 insurance. You have to do all sort of shit, and you got to pay rent for the fucking thing, which is like $700 a month.
Yeah.
I was like, go fuck yourself. I'm never going back to West Virginia ever again. And so I'm like, my license was expired, and I went to go get it done. And they're like, oh, you have this on your record? I was like, when does it come off? And they're like, 2021. I was like, I'm driving for 2 years without a license. I did it. I got pulled over. I explained it to the cop, and they go, yeah, man, I'm not writing you a ticket either. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Like, they were super cool about it. But yeah, no, like, that's the worst thing I've ever done is get a DUI. And I was drinking and driving, celebrating buying my house and coming home after being gone for 6 months.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, being where I was at, I will say this. Look, there was obviously not condoning anybody, drinking and driving, because I will say this. All the older people that were there, they were there for like their 7th and 8th DUI. Yeah. Like 20% of the population was there for vehicular manslaughter. They were all alcohol related. Yeah. And that does suck. Because that's the natural progress of things. Most of the time you get this here, you end up killing somebody. Yeah. But that usually happens usually early on. You start getting your first DWI like when you're in your early 20s and stuff like that, or teens, and they gradually keep happening. Like my ex-wife, she's on her 3rd one now. She's on her 3rd plus like her 17th arrest. For shit. And it's like it's a whole other fucking thing.
Well, your wife makes you feel better about my decisions. Your ex-wife.
That's number 2. Yeah, number 2. Number 2 actually makes everybody else look like a fucking saint. because she's a fucking devil.
You know, I think it's something about number twos that make you go, I can be alone. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I can be good forever. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the same thing.
Yeah, never expected to get married again, but I mean, that shit happens. So
yeah.
But anyway, well, man, look, I think it's a good place to end it. I think we could probably, I know we could probably go on for a couple more hours.
Yeah.
But man,
dude, it's awesome.
Yeah, Henry, thank you so much, man. Thank you for coming on.
Of course.
I like to end all the shows with something like this, and I'm gonna tell you, I thought a lot about this, and I want to say thank you for you taking the chances that you took in the places we live to stand up for what you believe in, and people don't have to agree with what you believe in.
Yeah,
the fact that you stood up and stood against tyranny for what you believed in is what people should love and respect.
I appreciate that.
The message that you put out there is greater by your actions than maybe what it was for. The fact that you did it is what people should see out of that, man. And I want to say thank you, because that was a big inspiration for me. I know it was a lot of inspiration for a lot of other people. I know you touched, metaphorically.
Yeah.
Stay out of prison. Don't touch anybody. But you touched a lot of people, man. You had a big effect on a lot of people, and I hope you know that. I hope you get told that a lot.
I do. I do get told that, and I'm like a duck out of water. Like sometimes I'm like, you're welcome. I just shooting from the hip every day and just go, all right, man. Like, I'm doing this for what I think is the right reason. And when people, like, 2 years later, they're going, man, thank you so much. I'm just like, I didn't do anything other than stand my ground. I'm like, why is it so hard for people to stand their ground these days? I just don't get it. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm special needs. I don't know. But I just go like this. I'm like, you're welcome. And I shake their hand, or they'll hug me. And like a mom will come up and hug me and say, thank you so much for, speaking out against the masks or whatever. And she's just like, it just inspired me. And I'm like, I just did what I thought was right. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Yeah, in a world we live in today, man, a lot of people are afraid of being different. They're afraid of being outcast. They're afraid of being judged. And, man, you took a lot of risk and you put a lot out there. And I know for me personally, fuck everybody else, but for me personally, you definitely inspired me, and man, I really appreciate that. I appreciate what you've done for our community. Appreciate what you've done for our country. Thank you very much.
Yes,
appreciate everything, man. And man, thank you so much, Henry. We'll do this again.
Absolutely,
brother.
Hey, man.
Thank you, bud.
Sir.
Yep.